Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of the Dead Realms campaign. I am your humble DM, Tyler, and if you didn't see last week's Twitch stream, that's because there wasn't, because we are trying, different ways to, produce content. So what we did for episode 6 is that we decided to do a recording to see if a recording will, help us as far as, getting our content out there a lot more better. So we're trying new things, in the background, but don't worry, I will catch you guys up on what happened. For those of you who didn't see us last time, you see that Bob is no longer joining us. That's because he left the game due to some personal matters, and we wish him the best of what he's currently going through. But we have a new player joining us today, which we'll get to know him shortly. But first, some housekeeping rules. So first things first, if you would like to join this community, and well, the pre-show before this was quite hilarious. And if you want to speak to these guys or just join an overall good tabletop community, you could join the Pocket Dimension in the description below. Fate is the head guy for that server, and there's a lot of great games coming up for all different types of different RPG systems. So definitely join the Discord server below. And also, if you would like to purchase our merch, you could purchase our merch in the Redbubble description below as well. We try to make it as low as we possibly can, so it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. But you could support the show just by purchasing our merch down in the description below, like T-shirts and what have you. And I believe, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, of course, because that's where we're going to post episode 6, and then shortly after episode 7. So subscribe to that if for some reason you can't access Twitch or what have you. But let's start introducing the cast with our new player. If you would like to introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm like ascendancy. I'm gonna try not to die. I want to keep this character. I want to keep this character.
All right. And then for our rest of our cast, if you'd like to reintroduce yourselves to our audience.
Ryan Peppers, and I am a cleric.
Hi, I'm Equus half orc druid.
I'm Fate, and I'm playing Yenbon, Tiefling Warlock.
I am Notable, and I am playing Arculus Bolts, Dwarf Battlemaster.
And I'm serious. I'm playing Copper, a Dragonborn monk, and the best one here.
Damn. All right. So let's start with what happened last week. So after the death of Stitchskin, Equus was sought out by Fate's new character, Yevon, who introduced himself coming towards the fire for some food. After some brink conversation with Stitchskin involved somehow being giving hints that Stitchskin's still relatively around the party, even though he unfortunately died. Um, Unfortunately, Olin woke up as a zombie and tried to eat you guys, but Yevon just disintegrated um, Olin before um, met his demise. But nonetheless, you guys continue your journey through the sewers. Now with Yevon joining you guys to get rid of the cultist problem. You guys started venturing into the sewers and um, through some floor navigation, along with finding some weird moss, encountering some zombies, encountering some giant roaches, and what have you, and encountering some cultists before following them. You guys found what seems like to be a cultist base, while Copper, gaining more information on, his own personal goals and trying to stealth his way around. You guys, unfortunately, were not so stealthy and caused attention to you guys, especially after some failed stealth checks, with one of them being in that one. Battle ensued, and where we last left off, and this is where I cue the music if it's no delay. Here
Can I
we go.
mention two things?
Sure.
Stitchskin's skull was gone, and as
Yep.
soon as we found out that they have Stitchskin's skull and they're
Yeah.
using it as part of their cult ritual, and
Mhm.
before Copper ran into the room, he said that he knew some guy named Black, and that was
That is correct. That is correct. Speaking of Copper, let's get back to the action. So, Copper, you run straight into this cultist room, basically using all of your movement speed, not even taking an action or bonus action yet. And you see what seems like to be the cultist that you guys previously encountered in the center of the room, holding the skull of Stitchkin in his hands. And you see that an active ritual is occurring. And you see that he is accompanied by 6 other cultists who seems to like trying to keep what seems like to be a magical glyph up beneath the floor. And you see the floor is etched in the shape of a skull. And you see that the person in front of this like main cultist bad guy holding Stitchkin, and this is where we last left off in the previous episode, seems to be someone laying down there. Ascendancy, if you would like to describe what your character looks from, please.
Say it one more time. You cut out.
Describe to me what your character looks like as your character is currently changed to the floor, trying to get out of this ritual of sorts.
Oh,
Buddy.
it just your average female, longish, yeah, like long, medium, brown hair, 5'8", I believe. Just kind of in weathered clothing, not anything too nice.
All right. So the only thing you have on your person is whatever clothes you are wearing, including your armor. Other than that, you don't have any of your weapons, you don't have any of your supplies, and you don't know where your companion has been for quite some time. And Copper, and you're struggling to try to gain out, but it seems like the chains are keeping you from the ground above until you turn to see what seems like to be a copper dragonborn seemingly approach and Copper. And at this point, all the cultists like towards their head towards you, Copper. So you've used all your movement speed. So what else would you like to do?
Oh, this is so effing sweet. Could I use my bonus action for Step of the Wind to get behind the cultist leader and then use my repulsion breath to knock him away from the skull 20 feet away with a strength check?
All right. So as you attempt to cross the barrier, just go ahead and make. Let's see, I gotta see what save this is. Go ahead and just make a concentration saving throw. Not concentration, constitution, excuse me.
Oh, dang it, a 6.
That's a fail. So as you try to cross through the threshold, you are electrocuted because there is a constant ritual going on. And as you step into the ritual area, you will be taking 12 points of lightning damage as
That's perfect. Can I still
this.
do my repulsion breath?
Well, hold on. Let me finish here. As you cross the threshold, the glyphs that were currently active, along with like whatever ritual casting they're doing, it seems like to go haywire. It seems like this area is currently unstable, unpredictable at the moment. It is unpredictable to where it's kind of hard to move throughout this vicinity because of all the magic going on and electricity building up. It's getting chaotic, and you hear the call saying, "Shit! He's interfering with the ritual! Stop him!"
Cool.
Continuing
Can
your
I-
turn, sir.
Perfect. So my repulsion breath is 15 feet. So I was wondering, could I break this little woman from her chains as well if she fails this strength check? Because she also will be knocked 20 feet back.
It could be possible, yes.
Hairs off limbs.
Everybody has to make a DC 14 strength check or will be knocked back 20 feet.
And you said it's a cone?
It's a 15
This
foot
is
cone.
15-foot cone? Okay.
Foot cone in front of me.
Okay, so let me see. As far as like I gotta check to see if you get the cultists on the sides too.
I also want to see if I can knock the skull out the guy's hand as well.
Okay. So 1 second here. I'm just building a cone here, folks. Triangle. There we go. So coming from you, that's the main source point. So you are able to get like the main cultist and the female with the cone. So let me just make the save for the leader. And it's a strength check.
Yep.
$16.
I feel like he would have disadvantage if he's concentrating on this ritual, though, wouldn't he?
That is true. So I'll give him disadvantage. He rolled higher, so we'll take the 16. So
All right, that's fine. But she has to make a roll then. And if she
All right.
gets knocked back, she would knock into him, and he'd probably
So-
take a dex save. You know.
all right. So before this continues, ascendancy. so there is an option in the game that's in the rules that you can willingly choose to fail saving throws. Seeing that this Dragonborn is using his breath attack and seeing that, it's binding your chains, would you like to actively fail the saving throw, or would you still want to try to save from the saving throw? As this random Dragonborn appears right in front, disrupting the ritual and trying to blow the guy behind you away.
I'm gonna purposefully fail.
Okay. So go. So what does that do? That just knocks her back 10 feet?
20 feet. So
20 feet.
she would
So
have
this
to
would
fall into
basically
that.
bring her all the way up against the desk. The chains break off from the center, and as it does, she gets pushed back towards the desk area as you take 2 points of force damage. Well, unless there's damage rolls for you, Sirius, that you have to roll.
No, it's just 20 feet away and knock prone. So it was to knock him prone and 20 feet away.
Okay,
she's
so you
prone,
right
but-
now. So right now, your character is currently prone, which I'll write it here on your token. And since you hit the desk, you take 2 bludgeoning damage. The man who's holding his gun says, "Ah, no, no, this cannot happen." And as she's kind of knocked into it, you guys are still kind of in this barrier, of this magical, but now it's gone completely haywire since the center subject has been flown back. But now this ritual is going even more crazier than expected. Anything else you would like to do?
No, I'm gonna stand there with him. Stand 10 toes in this.
All right. So as you maintain your ground, trying to stay afloat into this magical glyph, ascendancy. Go ahead and roll initiative for your character for me,
All right.
and just tell me what you roll for initiative.
15.
15. Okay. Okay. So I'll let you know when your turn is up. Let's go over to the other side, Mr. Ryan Peppers. You see in front of you that you see Arculus charging in. You see Equus charging in. You also see Yevon's imp and the Shadow Spawn, which at this point it looks like Stitchskin, but you see Stitchskin's form is kind of shifting a lot. It seems like not looking as stable as it once was. But other than that, you do see a bunch of cultists in the back. You do know something up is going on with a bunch of earthquakes. What would you like to do, Mr. Peppers? You're up.
Oh, so I'm feeling all the earthquakes, blah blah. Okay.
Yeah.
As I see them, I am going to. Ah, my screen's blocked. Hold on.
That's fine. By the way, I also want to thank Seafood Games. They are the original creators of this map, so go ahead and support them on Patreon because they make great maps like this, guys.
All right, I'm gonna hit Iquus. Yeah. How do you say your name, Matt?
Equus.
Jan Von.
Jan Van and what's the other guy's name? The dwarf?
Arculus.
Arculus with a blessing.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
so
you.
you're gonna cast
Thank
Bless.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me just write this down. You can't cast it on a third person. Oh, so you're casting all 3. Okay, gotcha. So let me just write that down. So it's Yevon, Arculus, and Equus who are blessed, right?
Yes.
That's just like a D4
Gotcha.
we can add.
Yes.
It's a D4 to ability saving throws and attack rolls, I believe, if I recall.
Yes.
And you are concentrating. So all right, so that requires action. Describe to me what blessed looks like for your character.
When I bless, I start calling to the Moon Maiden, and my hands begin to glow, and you see almost like streams of moonlight shoot out to them while I'm concentrated on them, and they're all hitting them at the same time. It's like little beams, or like almost like a particle effect, if that makes sense.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So that is his bless. Movement wise, or anything else you want to do, or no?
I'm gonna chill on that for right now.
Okay. Cool. Yevon, you are up. You are blessed by Mr. Ryan Peppers. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna pull a classic, and I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast. I rolled a 4 on the
Which
blessing. I'm Eldritch Blasting the guy sandwiched between my two fighters.
you would have to move a bit to actually see your target, so you gotta have to shift kind of a bit.
Forward or left or right?
Forward and a little bit left, and you could see it. Like, I'm just gonna move your token. So like if you could get there, you a little bit more left, and then you'll be able to hit. And we'll
I'm actually
say
just gonna
that.
move up and just jump on top of this thing on the boat. I kind of want
Okay,
to
so
take more of a forward position. Seeing Copper run in,
gotcha.
I don't know that he's fucked
Gotcha.
us over yet. So, I rolled a 22 on Eldritch Blast for the center dude.
That hits.
Hold up, did I not just save a person again?
We'll see who you save at the end.
Let's see that.
Yo, I'm
There's-
playing the
there was-
Friday How to Save a Life in my background, and
There was
you guys are
some. There was for the furious. There was some off-stage gossip going around, but
22 points of force damage.
yeah, how do you kill this dude? Because he was already damaged before.
I'm gonna do non-lethal damage, and I'm gonna take out both of his knees and break them outwards, so he folds like a sandwich.
Jesus fucking Christ, man!
You're gonna
my
kill
Batman-
him
this is
slowly
my
over his
Batman
inability to
Batman-
work instead of killing
Batman
him
will do
directly.
this.
That's probably crueler, man.
Good luck running in a zombie apocalypse, bitch.
Batman
So
would
he's-
do this.
so you
It's
sh-
like, I don't kill.
So you shoot him in the knee. Boom, boom. He knocks to the ground, going ah, legs,
You guys get
ah,
a glimpse.
and then he kind of just faints due to the pain and like the shock
Fuck,
of
he's
it all.
dying of shock.
You guys get a
fuck.
glimpse, and Yanvon is like grinning ear to ear inhumanly. And then I'm gonna send my imp forward, as well as my shadow spawn. And I'm gonna bonus
Okay.
action attack with my imp.
Okay.
So that's 1d20 plus 5. Do. That's only
I
a
gotta
10.
make your tokens. Doesn't hit. The
Oh.
cultist goes, oh shit! He sees like a shadow and an imp going towards him, and then he just dodges away out of the imp attack.
Stitch Skin like kind of rises up in the aftermath of the attack. Hopefully, he is not faster than Stitch Skin. Oh yeah, that's pretty good here. It is.
What's your roll?
I just gotta read my hit mod, but it was a base of 14. Does it matter? Do I need the hit mod?
Maybe.
Okay, let me look at that. Oh, spell attack mod, so that's 21.
Yep, that hits.
Better. And then for a total of 8 points of necrotic damage.
Gotcha. So he dodges the way out of your angelic imp, but he gets sneak attacked by the Stitch Skin's shadow spawn. Goes, god damn it, they're ganging up on me.
That is my turn.
All right. Ascendancy, your character's turn is up. You're knocked prone. This Dragonborn has saved you from from whatever they were gonna do to you. But you're still in like this field. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
I rolled a 9.
A 9, you will take some damage.
All right.
You will be taking 10 points of lightning
Damn.
damage.
Wow. Okay.
Yikes.
Anything else?
What would you like to do? You are currently prone.
Could I run out of the room?
So getting up will cost half your movement. And then the movement here is basically like very slow because you're in the midst of a ritual going on.
Okay, that makes sense. Could I possibly look around the room to find any of my gear that I had before they took me?
You know for a fact that your gear is nowhere in this room. All that you know is like these cultists are here. The ritual is going on. They took your equipment and they probably put it somewhere else. Other than that, there is this weird stone I guess dais or desk or whatever you want to call it for lack of a better term behind you as you're using it as yourself to get up and kind of hold yourself while this ritual's going on. Other than that, you do see what seems like to be the leader in the middle holding a bird-like skull. But other than that, and the Dragonborn, that's really all you see in this room. Other than
is the leader facing me or is he facing the Dragonborn?
He is facing the Dragonborn at the moment.
Ooh. Could I possibly grab him and hold him still, so he can get like a clear shot on him?
Shit.
Okay, so could I like hold him there
Holy
so he can't move, so he can get a clear shot on him? Alright.
So you could definitely go up and try. This would be a grapple contest. So go ahead and just make a strength check, and he will also do a strength check. He will get disadvantage because he is concentrating on the ritual, though.
I rolled an 8.
He rolled a 10.
Ah,
Unfortunately. Okay. So you try to jump and get behind him, but he just manages to push you back. He says, "Get off me!"
oh,
Hold off.
then that should be the end of my turn, right?
That takes your action to do.
Oh.
But other than that, if you have anything you could do bonus action wise or what have you, otherwise that would be the end of your turn. Or you could try to move around this cultist if you wish.
I could. I have spells that I have prepared for bonus action.
That would be.
I have Healing Word and Hunter's Mark under bonus actions for spells.
Okay, if you could definitely do that if you so wish to desire to.
All right. Let me read up on Hunter's Mark. See what I have to do to cast. Okay, so could. Ooh. Would the damage that Hunter's Mark would give me extra, would that apply if someone else hit him or just for me?
Just for you.
Oh, okay, then I'm going to end my turn here because I don't have anything to do that's useful.
Okay. Let's go to Arculus. You are up. The ground shakes a little bit more, and you're unsure of what is going on around you, but you do know that the man that the cultist that had his knees blown out was knocked down and kind of, fainted a bit. But what would you like to do?
Did Arculus see Copper run into the room? I assume not all of us saw it, right?
Not all of you saw him, no.
Would Arculus have seen him, or was it purely who was it?
No, because Copper's on top of initiative, so no.
That's true, right? All right, so Arculus. Does Arculus see the door that
Yes.
Copper at least ran through? All right, so Arculus is looking around after watching this cultist get his knees shattered, and eventually spots the door, and then looks at Equus and Yenvon and says, "All right, you two should head for that door. I'll keep these 3 blokes plenty busy." And then I point at the farthest leftmost one and say, with a grin, say, "Right, mate, you're with me." And then I think I can run that far too. Yeah, 20 feet. I just start making a mad dash towards this man.
Okay.
I think I stop right here.
So let me see here. Because again, this grid is not up to scale. So 1 sec. Yeah, you could get there. That'll take up all your movement.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and attack him twice with my spear.
Alright.
Hit DC. That is not a good roll. 12.
Plus what?
I mean, could I do the D4? How long does that blessing last?
Yeah, you can add a D4 to it. It lasts as long as he maintains concentration, but it
Okay.
basically lasts a while. So.
And I'm gonna add that D4 because that's a pretty bad roll.
Yep.
All right, 12
Yep.
plus 2, it's a 14 to hit.
14, and that's with modifiers and everything?
That's with modifiers and everything. It was a really bad roll.
It doesn't hit.
All right. For my second, please roll higher. All right, 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Yeah, it hits. I'm not even gonna bother adding it. So It's the 1d6 since I'm one-handing it. 6 damage.
Okay. You slice out. Ah! Goddamn fucking dwarf! As he's like cursing at you.
Oh, disrespectful. I'm not gonna waste any of my slots right now, so I guess I'll end my turn there.
Okay, so cultists go. After he says that to you, he says, "Ah, god damn it, we're getting outnumbered. We gotta warn the others. Come." So these two here, let me just get my point out. These two here
Ooh.
are gonna disengage as their action, and they're gonna fucking get the fuck out of there. And you see these two cultists, and it says, "Men, we're being charged. Come, we gotta prepare. Protect the room. Make sure they don't stop the ritual." And let me just check the grid here. They could get like another 5 feet. That's it. So they're gonna go here. You see them walk through this door, and this guy's just gonna fucking bolt it. So let me just, and he's gonna spend his action to move as well.
Well,
This is when you really wish you had a fireball.
it is.
So that takes 30 feet. So he's gonna go over here, and you just hear a loud, ruckus going on, and you unfortunately cannot hear like what's going on, but you see like, stuff is happening. The cultists in the dining hall are gonna come out of their surprise, and that's gonna be their turn. For the cultists with the ritual, Copper and Ascendancy, your characters see like these 6 cultists around are gonna attempt to try to contain the ritual. So they will have to roll 6 concentration checks.
Hopper, I got a plan.
Half of them
This
succeed,
character?
half of them fail. So half of the cultists got it under control. They are maintaining it and they're focused on it. The other half, because of this chaoticness that's going on, I don't know what's up with this music, but I'll change it in a second. But the chaos that's going on, it says, "Sir, I don't think we can manage this. It's getting too reckless. I think we should end it." The cultist in the middle says, "No, this must be done. We must have more power if we're going to complete our goals." And this guy is going to attempt to try to speed up the ritual. Rolled poorly on his part. So, he says these arcane words to the skull of Stitchskin. And you see the skull of Stitchskin begin to glow up a bit. Yevon, you said you had a crystal that kind of had like the soul of Stitchskin or what have you, right?
Yeah, soul crystal.
You feel like some kind of glow or vibration in your pocket, and you pull it out, and you see this crystal, and it begins to like glow brighter and brighter, and then it's just a crystal that just has a color to it, right?
Yeah, it kind of almost looks like there's like a swirling spirit inside of it.
You see the swirling spirit starting to fade a bit, and the crystal slowly becoming more clearer and clearer. You suspect that someone is tampering with the soul of this individual in your crystal. And putting 2 and together, you're like, oh boy, something's going on. This cultist is gonna get hurt. Surprise, surprise. Fuck, that's a lot of damage.
Holy shit.
Oh my
This-
god.
You see a bunch of electricity going on. It's clashing against the floor. It's clashing against the ceiling. It's clashing against around the ground of Copper and your character Ascendancy. And then you see the cultist leader electrocute himself. And as it does, the glow upon Stitchskin's skull begins to glow a bit more brighter. And who's closest to it? And your character Ascendancy, and I guess you Copper, because you're basically friendly. You see the skull of Stitchskin begin to crack a bit. And that will be it for the cultists. Equus, you are up. What would you like to do?
I don't mean to interrupt. This is my free action. I want to tell him what I just saw, and he
Sure,
kind of
tell
just
him.
looks. He kind of like just grabs Equus by the shoulder and says, "If you want to save your friend's soul, you must act with fierceness. We must move quickly."
All right. How far away am I from the door? If I use my movement, how close to the door do I get?
So your movement speed is 30 feet, yes?
Yep.
You would get up to like around here with your movement speed.
Okay, and the door's closed right now.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna use the dash action, run up to it, and kick it open so that you guys can take shots at it as you come up. There's not much more I can do right now, it seems like.
All right. You kick the door open, and you see a bunch of cultists are like gearing up for a fight. And you see the two cultists around. They're like, "Oh shit, they're breaching in!" And you hear that one of the guys say it.
Alright, and I'll cast Shillelagh for kicks. And that'll be my
Okay.
turn.
Cool. All right. Tough initiative. Copper, you are up. Shit is getting crazy within this ritual room. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
That's 21.
21 succeeds. You do not take damage. You are starting to resist the effects of this ritual going about. What would you like to do?
I'd like to get close to this cultist right here.
You can get close to him.
Perfect. I want to pull out a note that I have kept from home that he wrote to my friend Black.
Right?
The one that he told him in order to get power, he has to destroy our village.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to use my first attack to shove it in his freaking mouth.
Busting his teeth
Okay.
out. Yes.
Make an attack roll.
Just 12?
12 does not hit. He just barely dodges out of the...
I want to use... Let's see. I'm going to use focused aim. When you miss with an attack, you can spend 1 and 3 key points to increase your attack roll by 2 for each of these key points. So I'm going to spend 2 key points to turn that 12 to a 16.
16 will just hit his armor class.
I don't care. He's getting that paper in his hand. That is 10 damage, so I guess that's half.
Okay, so you do, as you say, you punch him right into his mouth. Teeth are like all over the place. And like he's like, and he pulls it out and he sees like the blood splattered like notes. He says, "You, how did you get these? These were supposed to be given to Black."
Black left them after he destroyed my hometown. You both were fucking sloppy. Blue went to kill Black, and I came here to kill you. And I kicked the skull out of his hand with my second attack.
Okay, make an
Damn.
attack roll.
God.
Oh, damn it. That's just a 10 to hit.
That will miss.
That's
Oh,
fine.
shit.
I'm going to, flurry of blows.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
try
after
again.
that kick, before that, he pulls the skull. He's like, "You fool! Black played us both. He took what was rightfully ours and used it to his own means. But now with this, we'll have our own power."
Can I kick him in the front of his knee?
Sure.
What to do with knees?
That's a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
A good
Episode
cracking sound is
knees.
That is 9 damage right there, and I will spend another
Ah!
key point for
Damn
Stunning
it!
Strike, so that's a DC 15 con save.
You look so pleased.
I'm spending all my key. Like I told you, I'm
I love it, dude. No.
Fails it by 1.
Rest in peace.
Last flurry of blow strike is that advantage?
Yep, that's at advantage. He's stunned.
So, damn it. That's just
He's
a
stunned, you say?
Yeah, that's just a 13, so I missed on that one.
Yep. So he goes, "Ah!" And right before you hit with that last punch, it just like glances over like his body as like you kind of like just what's it called? You grazed him a bit, but you stun him. This affects the ritual in a major way. He cannot move because you hit a nerve, and he drops the skull of Stitchkin. As it does, it clatters to the ground, and it starts to begin to crack even more and more. And it seems like this ritual room is slowly becoming unstable as the rest of the cultists go like, "No! No, he lost concentration! No, this can't happen!" Says the cultists around him.
Can I use
And-
my animate action to pick up the skull?
You try to, but then it just explodes. And as it does, the entire room is engulfed in electric flame. Just go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me. I'll just
This is
do it
why I
with
created
all
a
the
new character.
cultists right now.
It's beautiful. Oh, that's a 7. Yeah, this is it. Oh, this is beautiful.
Okay.
We all die here.
No.
Let me grab some D12s.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Thunder
you're
King.
out.
You got caught. You got caught in my Copper's character arc. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
It hurts, man. I was really invested too. You're talking about blue and black here and shit.
Man.
That's a
He's not
grand
gonna
total
die.
of 26 lightning damage.
He'll be fine. Lightning,
God
it's a mid-tier taser at best.
Are any of you down?
I got 2 health points left.
God,
Oh,
you're
shit.
invested. Holy shit.
What about you in Sunday Seat? Is your character down?
Oh, I'm rolling a con save, right?
Yep.
All right.
Wait, we had to roll a con save for that one?
I rolled 13.
13 does not save.
How much? I took
Okay.
20 damage.
26. And what did you roll, Copper? For your saving throw? I'm
I
sorry.
rolled a 7. I rolled 7. I took the 26 off.
Oh yeah, garbage. The cultists failed. Surprise, surprise. So all these cultists fucking die, and as it does, there's like blood gathered all around the floor. There is basically a massacre here as
Damn.
electric discharge is like slowly dispersed throughout this chamber. And as it does, you see what once lay the skull of Stitchkin is just nothing more what seems like to be a pool of electrified goo. And this cultist is just barely standing. And as this cultist is barely standing, this goo, and let me just, I have no like official token for it yet, so I'll just put like a different token here from Oliver Rodeo, showcasing some of it a bit. We'll use this one. Boop. No, he's not that
Oh.
big. But
Jesus.
But-
Oh my
you
God.
see this pile of goo, along with some whatever bone remains of the skull is kept. And as it does, it is electrified and it is moving. It is moving towards its next closest target. You then see this goo engulf this cultist that is somehow still alive.
God
And as it does, this goo just begins to wartain. It's basically this eldritch-like horror
Oh,
kill
fuck.
happening as this goo absorbs him. And as it does, you see the goo then just drags through the floor as it just drags through the floor with leaving no trace of this cultist left.
Is my shadow spawn still there?
Good question. As you feel like in your crystal, and your crystal's just clear now. Now your shadow spawn, what was once a resemblance of Stitchkin, is nothing more but a shadow.
Before Stitchkin's spirit is like eradicated from this world, can it make like one final action?
Of
It wants to appear itself to Copper for like 1 second.
Oh no, Copper's about to collapse on the floor.
I'm aware it's not to do anything helpful. He's just
Judge him.
he's gonna bow to him like one would with a king. 'Cause he
while you're
appreciates-
dazed and confused, Copper, it's either your mind played tricks or you're something else. You could have sworn you've seen Stitchkin amongst that goo-like substance just absolving like that dude through the floor. You could have sworn you've seen Stitchkin's spirit like just bobbing your head, and you aren't too sure whether that's like the concussion kicking in or just like you almost being dazed and confused or what have you. You aren't too sure.
Copper still
But,
collapses to the floor.
Sure. So yeah, that's Copper's turn. So let's go to Mr. Ryan Peppers. Hey, you hear a big explosion going on in the background. What would you like to do?
I'm racing toward it. How far can I'm flying? How far can I?
What's your total movement speed?
50. for
50?
flying.
So with your 50 feet of flight speed, you could get up to where Arculus is at, right around anywhere around like this vicinity here, so you could get there with your total movement.
I'm racing toward that sound because I know Hopper's ahead of us.
Yep. So
Like
that
full,
is your movement.
I can't really do a whole lot. I guess I can kind of see them people, right?
You know that there are cultists behind that door.
He kicked the door open, remember?
Yep.
I can
And you
see those
see
people.
whatever. Yep.
And then I am gonna use Sacred Flame. I'm gonna call to the Moon Maiden and ask her to remove these individuals from my path.
Which one
And
would you like to target?
the one on the top, because
This
that's
one?
the one I
Okay.
can probably see.
Okay. So this is an attack roll, right? Or a saving throw?
No, you have to have a dex save of 13.
Gotcha. They're kind of good with dex. Oh, that's a D12. I need a D20. He rolled a nat 20. So he will dodge out of the way of that attack. Because, whoa! Guys! I know what... like, you could hear, like, commotion going on and confusion. Especially after that explosion.
You guys,
Anything
we gotta
else?
get in there. Poor Copper's by himself.
Hercules looks up at Ryan and says, "Copper's in there?
He
God
has to be.
damn!
You see him here? He was ahead of us.
You know Copper, he could be off anywhere.
Last time he almost died when he ran off on his own.
I didn't know that."
All right. Yevon, you're up. You see the crystal, like, that once had, like, a soul. It's now just a clear crystal now.
Yadvan, typically his looks change to kind of accentuate with his mood, and as he like realizes that the spirit of vengeance that had joined him for his adventure has been like ripped away from this earth, you see him just walk up here to the door, and it's just full like fucking demon face, and he just starts slinging eldritch blasts with everything he's got. The door is open, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So that,
Okay.
so your movement from the boat, yeah, that's 30 feet for you. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So at
So,
the top
Eldritch
one
Blast.
that Ryan Peppers had hit with a 26 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
$20 points of damage, force damage. Into the one
Okay,
dude
he
at
is
the top.
hit and he is very hurt. He goes, ah! Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, the second he shows that like sign of weakness, both of these two like fly up like behind me,
shit.
following both of my blasts. And my shadow spirit no longer contains personality, but it can still fight, so it's gonna go for the throat on the dude that looks healthiest.
Yeah.
The bottom dude.
You see this once like bird spirit going towards you. Now it's just like a turn into just nothing more but then like a diabolical shadow Equus as it passes you by, and it just slashes at him with.
Only a 9 to hit.
Doesn't hit. It dodges out of the way.
I'm gonna spend my bonus action to command my imp to attack the dude that is injured,
Okay.
and he rolls a 13 to hit.
Doesn't hit. He dodges out of the way.
Still blessed.
He is blessed. The creatures are not.
Okay.
I already
Didn't know
used
if
it.
that transferred to them.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right. Ascendancy. That explosion happened, and that eldritch horror just happened. There's nothing wrong with the cultists, and the mysterious goo seeps through the floor. It is now just you and this dragonborn who are just like barely alive at this point.
Okay, so with my Drake, I can summon it because it's like bound to my soul, and it allows me to summon it in a space that's not occupied in front of me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to use my main action to summon that Drake. Like, not directly in front of the door, but like in that general vicinity. So the Drake's there now, and
Sure.
with my bonus action, I'm going to, kind of approach. Wait, is Copper dead, or is he just like hurting a lot?
So even though I'm at 2 for storyline purposes, because I already pre-planned this in my head, I am making death save. I'm making death saves. This is.
Yeah, he just
Damn.
collapses to the ground.
I can
So
heal
your
him.
Drake, which was once held in captivity, all of a sudden just bursts through the door. And if you would like to describe what your Drake looks like.
It is a small blue dragon. Running along the back like its spines, it has a silverish color, but they're dirty because cultists and room. But it's something that you don't forget. You don't forget what it looks like. Yeah. Burns its image in your brain.
So this Drake appears and goes. So it's like looking, and it sees you and sees that you're quite hurt but safe nonetheless.
Hopper, do you want me to? I can heal you. I can get you back up.
I think he wants to die.
Yeah.
You want to die?
Yeah, he wants to die.
You know that above board. What would
No.
your character do?
All right. So your character just got saved by this dude, and this dude basically saved your life. And for all you know, he's possibly dying.
Okay. So, with what little strength Claudia has left, she approaches Copper, who's still lying on the floor, and begins speaking. I guess arcane. I don't know what language this is, but she begins casting healing word on him as she puts her hand on his shoulder.
What does your healing word look like?
Give me 1 second. It doesn't give me a look. It just says I can heal something that I can see.
Well, flavor it. What would your character's healing word spell look like?
Oh, as she's kneeling down in front of Copper, her like the little tips of her fingers, not exactly glow, but it's gonna look colored, sort of, and what looks to be gibberish is going to not inscribe itself, but there's a little bit of a hover. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a holocron kind of thing, like that. So, healing word.
All right. So you're healed, Copper. You are awakened from your unconsciousness by the person that you once saved. And as you look all around, you see bodies on across the walls and shit. There's blood everywhere. There's still a little bit of jolts of electricity that goes around the room. And as you're kind of surveying yourself, you do see this woman that you saved, healed you, getting yourself back up. And you turn around and you see a blue Drake behind you.
Copper healed 1 health, by the way.
Nice.
Wow. With modifiers and everything?
He has a -1 to his modifier.
Yeah, it's my wisdom's super low.
Never seen that. He could have rolled a 1 and I would have still died.
I didn't, and that's what matters, okay?
This is why I love this game. I put it in his hand. It's amazing. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna look at
but
the
you are
dragon.
healed up.
Blue?
Oh shit! Holy fuck!
I'm just gonna sit there.
That is
Right.
some bad shit, dude.
I still healed him somewhat, and that would be the end of my turn.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Arculus, you're up. You know there's a bunch of cultists in there. What would you like to do?
So, Arculus sees, quote unquote, Stitchkin form kind of melt.
He did saw. Yeah,
He did,
his
he
form
did.
melted to nothing more than
His
a
form
shadow-like
melted
creature.
away.
He saw it.
And Arculus isn't adept at magic, but he can pretty much understand that. He knows what death is after what happened to his city. And he runs forwards, just kind of trying to break through this little crowd. But as he's passing Equus, he says, "I'm sorry, mate." And then I think I stopped directly behind the imp.
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna lunge out with 2 attacks at the one that looks injured.
Okay. So just do this, just to kind of position yourself so it's more cleaner. All right. So you're gonna attack the one that's the most injured. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
18 for my first attack.
That hits.
Awesome. 5 damage. Then I'm gonna attack another time.
Well, before you attack, how do you like to kill this cultist?
Oh, damn. So Arculus, as he stops running, he kind of takes a look at this guy and begins assessing his situation, and then looking at the best place to dispatch this foe. And then he looks up and grins and says, "Sorry, mate, your time's come." And I thrust it straight through his eye.
You do
Enough
so,
with you
and it
guys.
like he sticks against the wall a bit before you pull out your sword, and he collapses to the ground dead.
Oh, damn. Then I turn to the second one and point at him and say, "I'd best fuck off unless you want to end up like that friend right there."
All right. I think you have 2 attacks, right?
I guess I can
As
make
a
my
little
second
fun-
attack on him, can I? Not just one enemy.
Yeah, you can.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Another 18 to hit.
That hits.
5 damage. Pretty modest.
You do it. You go ah. Run. We outnumber you, dwarf. You're gonna wish you didn't kill Jerry like that. And he will say that.
Jerry.
And he will say that.
Damn.
So a bunch of whoops.
Fuck Jerry.
Speaking of cultists, it is their turn. Zoop. 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 So 4 of them are gonna head up. They're like, shit! They're blocking the only exit! Quick! See what the fuck's going on in the room! And then these 2 cultists will go up. Zoop. Oh shit! The fucking Drake got out! And they will go over there. This guy's just gonna rummage and try to find shit. So, we'll say... We'll position him like this. Come on. Come on, everybody. Work. There you go. So, only 3 of them can really do that. And this guy's just gonna stand right behind the table there with his crossbow. And attack on each of those. I'll just roll 1d20 just to keep it fast. Does the 4... I'm assuming the 14 does not hit Arculus,
No,
right?
absolutely not.
Does the 14 hit any of Yevon's summons?
Sorry, I was muted. I don't think it hits not Stitch, the Shadow Spawn, but I gotta look up the imp. 1 second.
That's fine. Meanwhile, attack on the Drake.
It hits the
Wait,
imp.
what?
It does hit the imp. Alright, so 15 from both hits the Drake. Ascendancy?
Oh, hang on, let me see what the dot tactics is like weird with this. Drake. I'm rolling for what again? Sorry.
Your
No.
AC
Does it?
Nothing.
Does
What's
it?
your AC of
Does
the
it
Drake?
15?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Does a 15 hit?
It's 14 plus PB. So natural armor.
PB is so natural armor. Okay, so it's 14 plus. Yeah, I'm assuming that. Yeah, that doesn't hit. So
yeah,
they
pretty
try
much
to
here.
slash at him, but this ferocious Drake is just bobbing and weaving. However, for the imp, he is unlucky. He is hit by one of them. He will take 6 points of slashing damage.
I'm gonna use my reaction, snap my fingers, and create a shield around him, and half the damage.
All right, so half that.
Yep.
All right, this guy behind the table is going to hold an action, and this guy is spending an action just rummaging through his shit. But yeah, that's the end of the cultist's turn. Equus, you're up. You're behind the door. You heard Arculus say this thing. You saw what seemed to be the former Stitchskin is now seems like just a regular shadow creature. So I dropped my phone.
Yeah, I'm going to take a moment and say a prayer to Mother Nature for Stitchkin's soul. I trust that his body will be returned to the earth and his spirit will be returned to Mother Gaia's energy. As for my action, I want to cast Bane targeting these 3 guys standing in the hallway.
Okay, they must make what, a charisma save? I think it is.
Yep, Charisma DC 12.
They will fail. So what does your Bane look like?
My Bane looks like the black feathers of Stitchskin raining down over them and kind of sticking to them as if they've been tarred and feathered. And it's kind of gumming up the works whenever they go to make an attack at us. You know, they get feathers in their eyes and their arms are kind of slowed a bit.
feathers appear randomly in front of these 3 enemies, Arculus, and similar to the feathers of Stitchkin. As it does, it goes, "Oh, what the hell is going on? Ugh, fuck these feathers!" And you see, like, it's really getting to them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
For the players, Bane is the opposite of Blessing. So where we add a D4, they're gonna subtract a D4.
That's brutal, damn.
Yeah.
I love
You're
the swip
concentrating.
swap of spells. Very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else you would like to do, Equus?
That's the end of my turn, I think. I don't have any item interactions or anything for a bonus.
Top of the round, Copper. You turn around. You see these 2 mooks trying to attack this Drake. What would you like to do?
Alright. Copper is at 1 HP. He's very delirious at this point. Sees his blue dragon. He's gonna stand up. I'm assuming using Claudia's shoulders because she's kneeling down.
Yeah, I'm right next to you.
He's gonna put his he's gonna take his hat off, hand it to her, and say, "I was gonna save my fucking friends." And then he's gonna rush in and attack these 2 cultists because he thinks it's his friend Blue. Right now.
It's kind of sad, not gonna lie. It's kind of hurt.
All right. I'm gonna just position this in the way.
It's 17 to hit one of them.
That hits.
Perfect. That is for 10 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Oh, net 1.
Nope.
My last key point for my last flurry of blows. Going out. That is a 21 to hit
That hits.
for only 5 damage.
Okay.
And the last attack is a 24 to hit
That will hit.
for 6 damage.
You deal massive damage to him. You come at him with a flurry of blows, not missing one of them, trying to get your basically your second wind, for lack of a better term. As like it's like this fucking Dragonborn. How in the hell you live through all this? Doesn't matter. Kill him and take what we can get.
And then I'm going to use my disengaged action as a drunken master to move back over this way, right in the middle. And that's my
Okay.
turn.
What? How do you not hit him? He was right there. Let me see if I used all your movement here.
So it would be 50
That
feet
that
in
link
the-
you coming from that.
Plus I
That
had
was
to get
only
up.
30.
Plus I had to get up.
Oh yeah, you did have to get up. That is true. Yep. So yeah, you can definitely do that. All right, Mr. Peppers, you're up. What would you like to do?
I am going to move at full speed still, but since that middle guy is blocking my way, because I'm trying to get to Copper, because I'm worried about
Right.
him. 'Cause that's my
Mhm.
character, and
Uh-huh.
so I gotta grab my character. While I'm flying, I see them blocking my way, and I kind of go feet first, grab the guy by his shoulders with my talons, and kind of like slam him into the ground.
Okay.
Grapple.
Like kind of like using my talons as an attack, but like to push him out of the way, kind of thing. If that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
So is the Talon an actual weapon that you can use on your character or no?
Unarmed strike, punch, kick. Well, yes, talons. Unarmed strike may deal 1d4 plus 0.
Okay.
slash
So go ahead and make an attack
I'm wondering
roll
if
with your
this would be
talons.
considered a grapple.
Well,
I'm honestly
I'm gonna get to
thinking
that.
if it's a shove.
So, yeah, are you intending to shove him, or are you just basically like spiking him from the air?
Basically, full speed with my talons right into him.
Gotcha. So
And
this would be considered an
I
attack.
would assume it would push him back because I'm going 50.
Gotcha.
I'm
Gotcha. So
saying?
go ahead and make an attack roll with your talons.
There's not really a for hit thing. I don't know how to.
So go ahead and roll an attack.
I
Roll a
see it.
d20 and add your strength. Oh, you do see it? Okay, great.
21.
That will definitely hit. So go ahead and roll damage for your talons. And go ahead, after you do damage, go ahead and make a strength contest with you being with advantage, because you're flying full fucking speed to this dude.
I did 1 damage,
Okay.
and my strength is 11. I don't have good
Okay.
strength.
Alright. You rolled an 11, you said?
Yeah, for the strength.
Alright.
For the
Well,
saving
he has-
throw, it's a saving
Not
throw.
save. No, it's
Not
not a saving throw.
saving
It's just a
throw. Oh,
general
okay.
check.
Nat 20.
Oh
Holy
shit! He rolled.
dude.
That definitely beats him. So you plant him to the ground, prone. So he is not only Bane, but prone.
Him.
That Bane really helped out. So,
Get out of my way!
all right. What else would you like to do? As you're in sandwich between all three of them. At this point, this cultist who has been holding a crossbow, hiding behind here, well, he's like, "Oh shit!" He's gonna make an attack against you. A 14 hit.
It meets it. My armor class.
Okay, so he'll do half damage. So you'll only take 4 damage.
Okay.
So you get an arrow lodged into you with the guy hiding behind the table. It goes, ah! Ugh, and he's kind of like cowardly hiding behind.
And then actions, bonus actions. Now it says bonus action two weapon. No.
No, that's if you're holding 2 weapons. Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
That's
and
it?
then I'm gonna. I guess I'm gonna. Can I still get to that other guy?
You can. You will take attacks of opportunity though, if you're trying to leave that space.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I can really do right now.
Yevon, you see Mr. Pepper's just flying in and just skydiving one of the cultists. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna see how far I got here. I'll risk the opportunity attacks, and I'm gonna sprint right through the running over the knocked over guy.
Gotcha. So you'll take 2. I'm assuming a 14 doesn't hit. I'm rolling a lot of 14s.
Nope.
Fuck.
Oh wait, I changed. It means it beats it.
It just meets it? Okay.
Meets it beats
So-
it. Yep.
He tries to slice at you with a short sword. You'll take only 3 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
Alright. What else would you like to do?
Once he gets on the other side, he looks at the one who's cowering. He's got both of his hands up, glowing with rays of light, and he just yells like thaumaturgically, "You cannot run from your destiny!" And just fucking slams him with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Oh shit. Sure, make an attack.
Nat 20, here we go.
Fuck, he is
Okay.
gone.
So
that 20 is-
that's
it's
gonna
the max
start at
possible
28
damage. Yeah.
It's gonna start
Starts at 28. So don't even roll. How do you kill this dude?
And so this is gonna be non-lethal. And he fires both blasts at his shoulder joints, and so his arms are outstretched to his bow, and his arms are like fold behind him, like just dislocated from the force.
He says like, Destiny, ah! And like you just see like the shoulder rotator cuff just like pushed all the way back for both of his shoulders, and he just slams right against the wall, knocking him unconscious.
He just turns his gaze to the one at the far end of the room.
You just see like this dude like grabbing whatever like pieces of paper and shit and whatever food he has. He goes, he gives you this look of like, oh shit.
Can I roll intimidation on him?
Sure.
And that so much badassery followed up with such shit rolls.
He's more paying attention to grabbing as much shit as he can than you.
We'll suffer for it later.
Like that.
As a bonus action, I'm gonna have my imp attack the one that's injured.
That would be this guy on top.
Yep. That's a 14 to hit.
Doesn't hit. It misses.
Okay. Is there any availability of flanking in this situation? Well, actually, there's one behind him. Forget that.
Well, as far as opportunity attacks, you've triggered them, so you can technically flank if you wish to.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna move my shadow spawn behind him. He's gonna go through him like how a mist would,
Exactly.
and then appear on the other side and jab his twisted hand.
Okay, so
into
go
his
ahead
back.
and make an attack roll and add a +1 to your modifier. Actually, +2 because technically Mr. Peppers is in the middle. So
So it starts at 26. So I'm not gonna do the math.
Okay.
And that is 1d12 plus 3. So that is 4 points of damage. He
Nice.
just pokes him in the back.
Ah! God damn it! Ah! He's barely standing up.
Alright, that is my turn.
Okay. Ascendancy, you're up. Some two mooks are trying to kill your Drake. You currently have no weapons on you. What would you like to do?
Okay. They didn't. So my Drake isn't damaged at all, right?
Your Drake isn't damaged. No, he's been dodging and weaving.
Okay. What's up with? Okay. Copper is still my line of sight, right?
Yes.
Okay. For my main action, I'm going to cast Healing Word and repeat the same process over and over again. Wait,
Okay,
you know,
so
from
Healing
range.
Word is a bonus action, so it only uses a bonus action.
Is
so-
it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Oh, that would hit him though. Could I move forward so I'm like closer to the actual situation instead of at the back?
Yeah, that'll take about 30 feet. So,
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's my whole walking speed. Yeah. Okay.
so you're with
Oh.
your Drake. Your Drake is very happy that you're right next to it.
Okay. So then that'd be my main action, right?
No, that's your movement.
Oh, okay. I don't necessarily have. Could I?
Punch.
Yeah. Can I try to punch the closest to me?
Sure. So make an attack roll, adding your strength mod.
Okay, so it's my strength mod. That'd be 15 plus 1 would be 16.
That hits him. Roll damage. She's
Alright.
trying to monk.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that does 2 damage to him.
Okay, so you do 2 damage. You just punch him in his face, going, ah! Ah, god damn it! At least it's not that damn Dragonborn's hit.
I didn't tell her I gave him a straw hat.
Okay. So then for my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Copper because he's still very hurting and I feel very bad about that.
What is your healing word to him?
I'm gonna repeat what was spoken last time, but this time it's like it's not the same, but there's like a variation of it because this time it's not like contacting him. If you get what I'm trying to say here. So I'm gonna look at Copper, at his low damaged head, and I'm gonna be speaking I guess arcane words. I'm not sure the language again.
Sure.
And cast Healing Word on him.
All right.
Let's hope I do something useful this time.
All right. Some arcane words head towards your way, Copper, and you're being healed by it.
All right. He's healed for 4 health. 4 health.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Arculus.
Wait, no. My Drake, it goes right after me. With
Oh
my
yeah, I
attack.
forgot.
Okay.
Forgot about your Drake. What
Okay.
would your Drake buddy like to do?
So, the Drake, it's gonna look in the direction that Claudia punched in, the cultist, and let me pull up its attack here, and it's going to use its bite skill in that same direction. So it's gonna like go up to it, it's gonna bite him in the leg since it's tiny.
Okay.
So that'd be 1d6 plus personal.
Well, it has to make an attack roll.
Oh yeah,
to see if
sorry,
it
yeah.
even hits.
That'd be a regular d20, right?
It'll be a D20 plus its attack mod.
Okay. D20. Okay, it rolled a 16 plus its attack mod.
That hits.
Okay, so it's 19 because its attack mod is plus 3.
Yep.
Okay, so then it's going to.
Now roll damage.
Yep, it's gonna bite him with 1d6 plus 3. It's gonna deal 7 damage to him by biting him in the
How
leg.
does it kill him?
Okay, so the Drake being locked up for what seems to be for a long time, it's gonna sink its teeth deep into his leg and yank backwards, ripping his leg off.
Oh, so like he's already like pretty winded because he took a couple punches, but then he just sees this Drake just like viciously just rips the leg out from him, and then he just eats the leg. He goes ah. My leg! And he just collapses to the floor and just is dead on the ground.
Blood is pooling on the floor from the ripped off
Yep.
leg.
And your drake is like basically eating it. So
Yeah. Booze.
Arculus, you're up. What would you like to do?
So this entire time, Arculus has been examining his foes, and he's looking at the one right in front of him. And he eventually decides on the best tactic to take him down. And then he rushes forwards and attempts to stab this man in the chest.
Okay. Attack roll.
20 to hit. Dirty 20.
That hit. That hits.
Alright, so
For sure.
as he hits this guy, I'm using one of my skills, by the way. He
Oh no!
he shouts to Yenvin and says, "Yenvin, mate, take this man down!" I am using Commander's Strike, which allows me to let one of my allies do a reaction attack upon me commanding them. Plus, I believe I roll my superiority dice and add that to the damage.
Yeah, so who are you commanding here?
Yenvin, to make an attack against this guy.
Kevin's
So-
nowhere nearby.
Oh, is
No.
he?
My
Spell attack.
my question was gonna be since it's a cantrip and I use it as a ranged attack, could I Eldritch Blast?
I was about to ask that too, yeah.
Sure, I'll allow it.
Oh boy. Ooh,
Could I
that
also,
dog of mine.
Before,
It
could I
was a
add my
16-1.
damage?
So go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, by the way, I do 20 more damage to him.
Shit.
As I stab him with my superiority dice.
Yeah, I only rolled an 11.
Oh.
That doesn't hit.
Well, I did
So-
26 damage total. I'm not sure if that takes him down.
Total?
Yeah, 26 damage total.
Alright. You strike him, you hit him, he goes, god damn it, he looks badly wounded. And as you turn, he tries to do an Eldritch Blast, goes right above your fucking head and knocks the door behind you over.
Arculus looks at Yenvin and says, "Come on, mate." And then he makes his
I'll do better next time.
But this guy is looking pretty hurt. Anything else you would like to do or no?
Yeah, I have my second attack. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure I'm gonna finish this guy off. Or not! 11 to hit!
He just somehow dodges out of the way. It seems like you almost getting hit by that Eldritch Blast. You dodging it, basically. You were in mid-attack, but then you just had to dodge out of the way of the Eldritch Blast.
Alright. I am going to action surge. I'm not
For
letting
another
this guy
two
get away with that.
attacks. For
Oh,
another
no.
two attacks, sure.
Yeah. And I make my second attack against the same guy. But I'm gonna flavor this up a bit. So my first attack, that was on purpose supposed to be a miss. I was trying to distract him. And
Sure.
I make my second attack, and I make a 22 to hit, and I'm trying to stab this guy through the leg.
And you do so. You stab him through the leg. How else would you like to go about killing this man?
As I stab him through the leg, I shout to whoever's behind me, which would be Equus, and I say, "Equus, mate, get on in there!" And I'm using a maneuvering strike, which lets him move half of his movement speed in whatever way he wants. And then
And I don't think this provoke. Well, it doesn't.
it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah, it's
I
not
love
their
how you're
turn
doing
yet, so they
this.
don't get it back. So, Aquas, you're free to move.
Give me 1 second. I gotta plug my laptop in.
Oh no!
What is
oh
it with
no!
the legs in this fight?
Yeah, I'm seeing. I'm trying to.
It's always something with legs.
I love how
Legs,
you're playing your
knees.
character notable. You're
Thank
doing a
you.
good job like being the battle master. It's awesome.
All right, it's my time to shine. First, how far can I get into this room if I take 30 feet?
Movement
15.
speed. So,
15.
Oh,
I already did the calculations. I'm so good.
so you could basically get up to next to Yenvin if you want.
Yeah, I'll. Yemen's standing next to a cultist, right?
No.
Barely you. Wait, I'm sorry. I don't recognize your token anymore. Which one is that?
Yevin's
that's a
here.
good one.
Yeah, this is Yevon. This is Mr. Peppers. This is Arculus, and then
Okay, yeah, I'll
yeah.
run up to Yenvin, and then I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the one I'm about to.
I think it just allows you to move, right?
Yeah, it's still my turn.
Yeah.
I still get
Oh,
another
it's
attack.
move? Okay.
Yeah. So it just allows you to get in there.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So as my second final attack, I am going to attempt to stab the guy who looks very injured.
That would be the ones that the that is getting ganged
Yeah.
up upon. So I'm gonna just move some tokens here to make it make sense. You are on top of this dude, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's an 11 to hit.
Doesn't hit. He dodges out of the way. He's seeing your tactics. As he is like getting grouped on by 3 dudes. All right. Cultist turn. This guy's like, fuck this. I'm getting the fuck out of here. He'll disengage and we'll try to leave.
Try.
Let me see movement wise.
You can sure try.
10, 15. Okay,
He
so
got an
he
opportunity
over.
attack from me and.
He disengaged, so
yeah,
no.
it's a disengage action, unfortunately.
So he can get up to like here with his movement.
I have 120-foot range. He's not getting far.
Yeah, go get his ass.
This guy is prone by you. He says, "Get the hell off me!" He's gonna try to get up, and he will.
Claws are sinking into him, and I'm holding him into place, like standing
Okay,
on this dude.
So go ahead and make a strength check, strength contest against him.
Well, he gets up really easily. Nat 1.
What'd you roll? Nat 1? Oh yeah, he rolled a 6. So and he gets only straight X. So he says, "Get the hell off me!" Shit. So he's up. He's looking around the situation. He sees his buddy leaves. He's like, "Fuck this! Fuck this cultist shit! I'm getting the fuck out of here." He will also disengage and will leave, but we'll only get to just outside the door.
You guys
This
can go
guy,
ahead, I'm
like-
taking those two.
This guy turns around, sees his buddy leaves. He's like, "Fuck! Where is the exit? Oh wait, this way." He goes in here. He then goes in. He sees coffee. He's like, "Shit!" Looks left, looks right. Doesn't know what to do,
God damn.
and he'll go into this room. Would you like to make an attack of opportunity, Copper?
Copper's like half conscious, so he's just on instinct. So yeah, I will.
Okay.
Fuck you doing?
That is an 18 hit
That hits him.
for 10 damage.
You kick him right into the ribs. You hear a rib break. Goes, God damn it. You see him dropping a couple papers on the ground. He's like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." And he goes into this room. Zoop.
Okay, wait. So I have a question. So
Yes.
with my Drake, it has a reaction where if it sees like a creature attack another one,
That's
it could
true, yeah.
it could infuse that creature's weapon with spikes or with things to make it hit harder. So could I do that with Copper's hit?
With my hand?
I would say no, because you guys do not know each other, especially your Drake. He is very untrustworthy.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
everyone.
sense. Makes sense.
So he goes in here, and you hear stones move, and just more running. And that's gonna be it for the cultist? Question mark? Yeah. And I'm gonna just leave some loot here. Boom. Some papers on the ground, which I'll just leave it like this. Equus, you're up. What would you like to do? You see 2 cultists head the fuck out, and you see the other cultists go into this other direction.
So all of the conscious ones are running away?
Yes. They're getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I consider that a surrender. I'm not going to chase them, but I did see some papers. I'm curious what they say.
You guys can tell Arceus is ready to chase after them.
What you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I want to go read those papers that got dropped.
Alright, you go there. You see Copper just barely standing up. And you also see further ahead another... Oh yeah, I forgot about this cultist. Let me just make it... Oh yeah, he rolled a nat 1, so he wouldn't hit him anyway. Continue. You see Copper like dazed and confused. You see another cultist like getting cornered by a woman along with a fucking Drake. You're like, "Oh shit, a Drake," further ahead. But more concerned, you just see a bunch of papers clatter to the ground, along with Copper, who is just barely standing and barely alive at this point.
Whoa, okay, so once I see Copper, the papers become secondary, and I'm going to cast Healing Word on it.
Alright, as a bonus action.
Getting better by the minute.
And today, Copper.
Stop rolling death saves. Stop rolling death saves.
6.
6. So you heal for 6. You're slowly. It starts to no longer become a blur and like visions and whatnot. You can actually see the situation in front of you, Copper. You see like papers clattered on the ground. You do see what seems like a door that opened this way, and you do see Equus finishing a healing word. And Equus, what is the healing word?
Get up.
It's the shakes out of your unconsciousness.
This whole time.
And then that cultist is squaring off with this girl I've never seen before and a Drake that I'd love to put a saddle on. Is that right?
Hey.
Yes.
Yo, wait a minute.
Very small Drake.
It's like 5 feet long.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Everybody
said it
stop.
was small, like a small creature.
It's a small, and then it gets bigger when I level up.
It's the size of a dog, basically.
I'm
is
gonna
the
cast
best size.
vicious mockery on the cultist, and I'm gonna say, "Man, you must be pretty fucking dumb if you joined a cult, huh?"
Go first throat.
What's the saving throw?
The wisdom save DC 12.
Does not meet it. He fails it by 1.
Wow.
He knows better. He's got some solid justification as to why
He says, fuck. He's looking at like his dead friend who no longer has a leg in a puddle of blood and all that. He says, damn, I think you're right. All right. Anything else, Equus?
Yeah, item interaction. Pick up those papers. That's it.
You pick up papers, and when you see them, they're in common, and you could see one of them being some kind of like journal entry, another being like instructions for a ritual, and then you see a third one which seems to be looks like a map of Waterdeep, but in a smaller scale. However, on this map of Waterdeep, you see some like areas circled in and some areas that are like pinpointed on it. And some words on it, but you would have to like spend more time reading it. But that's what you pick up.
Yeah, I want to talk to Copper about that later, but that's the end of my.
All right. So let's try to speed this up a bit because there's like less stuff going on the board as we speak. So Copper, you're up.
Oh, I want to punch this cultist in the chest.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, damn it, that one. Jeez.
Jesus.
Jeez, guys.
You're not fully healed up. You're trying to go, ugh, but it's a weak punch.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
That's a 10. I'm not hitting it for sure.
You're not fully into your fully full state. You're just coming back into somewhat concussion.
Bonus action, unarmed strike.
Punch.
Dirty 20. There it is.
That hits. Punch. And then you hit him with the kick, and it connects.
5 damage.
You crack a rib. Ah! And this guy's just barely. Mr. Peppers, you're up. What would you like to do? You see 2 dudes running. You see Equus running around the corner.
Can I reach Copper?
With your fly speed. With your fly speed, yes, that would take up about 40 feet. So
I'm flying in there, and I see that got him engaged with Copper, and I come right down on top of the dude with my moon scythe, slamming it into him. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Attack roll.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Roll damage. 3. Shit. So you slice at him. Ah, goddamn! Look, fuck!
I was gonna do. Damn it!
Fuck! God damn it! I shouldn't have joined this cult.
Question: can I still do cantrip, or does that
No?
Not
Unless the cantrip is like a bonus action or what have you. No.
Okay, and yeah, I guess that's what I did. I come down on top of that guy with a scythe.
All right, Yevon, you are up. 2 dudes are running away. What would you like to do?
Which 2 are the one that are running away?
These 2. They're both badly hurt, and they feel like that they are losing, so they are running away.
I just kind of like, it's like this blur of light, and he appears between them, and he claps both of his hands and extends them outwards and splits his Eldritch Blast, one to each.
Oh shit.
He's like, no escape, bitch.
21 to hit.
Hits.
The one on the left takes 11 damage.
Okay.
The one on the right takes 10 damage.
You kill them.
My
Easily.
God.
This is non-lethal damage.
Sure.
And it's just gonna be direct hits to either sides of their temples, just one quick extension of both palms, and they just both get cracked in the side of the head.
All right. So, boom! You knock both of these guys unconscious. This guy gets pushed back to the wall and becomes unconscious. This guy just like knocks forward a bit and just like face plants to the ground. That's gonna be your turn.
One last item interaction. I say Equus, and he tosses him the gem that once.
Equus is
contained-
very far away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Equus. I kind of get you guys mixed up because you're both green. But yeah, that's my turn.
It's okay.
Alright.
Well, I didn't recognize your character token last turn, and it's not
He's
easy
gonna bounce
to
it. He's gonna ricochet right off the wall.
It just hits a dwarf in the side of the head, like, oh wait.
He became a gunslinger.
Well,
That's it.
it's this cultist's turn. He seems to be surrounded. He's like, look! He drops his like dagger and he says, "Look, I surrender. Just let me go. I know I made a mistake. Just let me go, and you'll never see me again. I promise. Just let me go."
Did we say we're out of combat at this point?
No.
Not quite. He is surrendering. He says, "Just let me go, and I'll go away." And he'll hold an action, and to, unless you decide not to let him go, what have you.
I'm not.
Equus,
letting him
you're
go.
up.
I'm not letting him go either. He hurt my friend.
Wait, whose turn is it?
Oh wait, my apologies. I got the initiative messed up, but he will say that. I'm looking at initiative, sorry guys. Ascendancy, it is your turn.
Okay.
This guy's
so
basically surrendering.
okay, so Claudia is going to approach what is he, like, on his knees?
He is like standing up, both hands are up.
Okay, so Claudia, she's gonna approach the cultist and put her hand on his shoulder.
Yes.
She's going to attempt to reassure him, saying that they're not gonna harm him. But at that very second, Claudia is gonna cast her frostbite cantrip on the cultist. Who's begging after tricking it. It's a con 10 hit DC.
Save. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
He
that's
fails.
dirty, Claudia.
He fails. My apologies. I read that wrong. So,
All right. Okay, so it failed.
yep, it failed.
All right.
I was gonna say saving. I was gonna ask question saving throw, but then he just rolled very low. I'm like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, so
That is.
so on the cultist's shoulder, Frost.
Oh no, he disconnected. Oh no.
This is
Right
what
when he
happens
said
when
it.
you lie. This is what
Oh,
happens when
no.
someone surrenders and you lie.
His computer crashed. He's DMing.
Oh no. Oh, he's back. Okay.
I think he's on his phone now.
All right. You good?
Okay. I am so sorry. My Discord is breaking. I am so sorry.
That's fine, man. So you were saying about the frostbite attack?
Yeah. So Frost is gonna begin forming on the man, covering his clothes, his skin, everything.
Yep. He turns into a human popsicle with nothing more than leaving but his face.
Takes 9 damage.
Okay. He is getting weak. Like he's like please just let me go. And you see like in a cold shiver that he is in. Would you, Drake, like to do anything?
Yes. Claudia is gonna back up from the man, and she's going to speak in Draconic, presumably giving the Drake an order to drop the leg and bite the guy.
Okay. Copper and whoever around here speaks Draconic hears this command. So.
Okay. The Drake is going to approach the cultist and attempt to bite him in the leg, which is
It's like a big leg theme going on.
okay.
Yeah, so just it hits. There's like this dude's totally helpless. So-
All right. So then it would be 1d6. The Drake bites the man in the leg and pulls as hard as it can, dealing 8 damage.
You hear tears and rips and like ice breaking as this drake is like basically dog pulling like this dude's leg. Just please just let me go. Just let me go, all right? Just let me go, please. Arculus, you're up.
All right, so Arculus wipes the blood off his armor, then looks at the man and walks forward and says, "Unfortunately for you, mate, your two friends there just won the last 2 tickets to being hostages.
Shit.
So,
Three?
fortunately, yeah, I guess that guy isn't living though. He lost his.
He's
kneecap.
he's unconscious. So like you just see his
fucking
shoulders like behind his head, basically. So
Yeah, and I'm no, he's not gonna be able to respond, but I'm just kind of talking to his body, and then I raise my spear and I just kind of jab it through his back of the head.
you kill him.
Genvon looks pissed.
You kill him
Wow.
easily.
Arculus lifts his spear and then cleans it off, and then walks forward and puts his hand on Arculus's shoulder and says, "I'm sorry about your bird friend, mate. I know he meant a lot to you."
Thanks, man. I rest easy knowing now his soul is with Mother Nature.
I'm so sorry, Edmund. Just realized that you tried to keep that guy alive.
The cultists go, and he clearly his means of surrendering is not being met, and like he's got a drake dog basically pulling on his leg. He's like has icicles around him. He's cold. He's basically surrounded. He's like, just get out of my way. I just want to leave. He'll disengage. He'll kick the dog, Drake, excuse me, and we'll try to like go through like the secret exit way as it goes this way.
Ooh, can I opportunity attack him?
No, he disengaged.
Oh, he disengaged. Okay, I got it.
Yep. And then we'll get to Equus. See the dude walking away with a trail of blood falling ensue.
Yeah, he surrendered a couple times, guys. We should let him go.
Why would we? Why would we?
Copper, he should die.
He hurt my Drake. He should die.
I don't want to heal this guy, but like I don't want to watch you kill him either. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go sit at this desk and read these papers, okay? And you just try not to make too much noise, whatever happens.
Right.
Whatever happens.
So, at this point, combat's pretty much over, and we will continue after this break. So, we're going to be taking a 5-minute break, so we'll see what happens next.
Oh, thank God, I have to pee.
And welcome back. If you just tuning in, you just missed a crazy combat while introducing a new character, and we are gonna get to the conclusion of set combat. So let me just put on some music here. I'm guessing this would be like an underground tomb type of deal. So let me just play that type of vibe. All right. So the battle is the dust is settled. Some cultist members are unconscious. Some are dead. Some are totally fucking dead. And on top of all that, you guys were able to help Copper. He's alive and well. 2 cultists ran off. 1 barely living. 1 seemingly grabbing a bunch of shit before leaving, but not before leaving a couple notes. So, with that being said, gentlemen, the floor is yours.
I forgot how to play outside of combat.
I would like to tie up.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to tie up these 3 scrubs.
You do so.
The 2, you mean?
No, there's a third.
No, what's his name? Killed him. Remember?
That was the 4th.
The guy who got shot in the legs when you
I got
first entered
4
the area.
dudes.
What is it with legs?
I don't know.
That guy that's running, that's bleeding, that was frozen. Can I still
Yep.
see him?
You look down and you see him just further in distance, just limping, trying to get the fuck out of there.
Is he really bad hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt. He looks like he's on his last legs.
I am going to try Sacred Flame on him and call the Moon Goddess to help me hit in this thing that hurt my friend.
You do it, no problem.
I decimate him.
Yep, you just hit, and he just collapses to the ground.
No escape.
I want to tie all these guys together in like a tight circle. You know, bad guys would be tied back to back.
Sure, of course.
And I'm gonna kind of make sure that they're in that room all talking, and then I'm gonna close these doors. And I'm gonna cast Darkness, my Infernal Innate spell over us, and I'm only gonna narrate later on to Tyler what happens in that darkness.
Okay.
But I don't know how long it'll go, but after a couple minutes, it dissipates and there's just nothing left.
Alright, Jesus Christ, Mr. Holier Than Now, what the fuck? What the hell?
All right, you do
Copper.
so.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was just, Copper, you okay? Like, and I start patting him down with my wings / checking for injuries.
Sure.
Ow! Stop it! Stop it!
Guys, we need to find a safe place to hole up for a week and sleep and rest up, regain our strength.
Okay.
Copper's gonna go get his hat from Claudia because.
Wait, could do what? Oh, hat. Yeah, right. I have that.
Give me my hat
Okay.
back. Give me my damn straw hat back.
Okay, Luffy. Claudia is gonna walk forward, like to where like Copper and Ryan is. She's gonna take the hat and hold it out, like handing it to Copper as she's walking past him. Whether he picks it up or not, that's his.
Yep.
That's his problem.
Copper, you do notice that she is being escorted by a blue drake, which is about the size of a dog.
Copper's gonna speak to the Drake and Draconic and say, "Blue, no, you're not Blue."
Bro, this guy is on fucking drugs or something.
This drake turns to you and says, "Who?"
Well, I mean, technically you're blue, but you're not blue.
Yes.
But you're blue.
Who is blue?
Well, you are, but not you. Blue.
I am.
Another blue.
You're weird. And he continues to walk behind her.
All right. Claudia is gonna look at what's his Arculus before dashing through line, like pushing him out of the way to the wall, sort of, and running to Arculus, giving a big old bear hug.
Ooh, okay.
Immediately, Arculus is about to shove this woman off and says, "Hey, who are you?" And as he looks at her face, he freezes, and he's like, "By the gods, it couldn't be. Is that you, Lady Claudia? I thought we lost you on the expedition."
Claudia takes a step back and palms Arculus right across the cheek. That's for leaving me, you short, dirty bastard.
Arculus looks up and looks a little pissed off, but then kind of gets sad and says, I'm sorry. We thought you had gotten taken. You didn't come back. What happened?
That's the point of a squad, to look for someone when you lose them. But it's fine. We're here now. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
Arceus looks at Claudia and then kind of looks around and says, so you want to tell me exactly what happened to you when you went out?
Long story. We'll talk about it over a few drinks.
All right, if we can find any drinks.
I'll make some. All right.
I
Nothing
see
we-
a new face has joined our ranks. Who might you be?
He's talking to Claudia, right?
Yes.
All right. Claudia is going to turn to face
You
him.
see a white tiefling.
He's a white tiefling with long blonde braided hair, golden horns, and like a white and black tabard.
Yeah. Claudia is going to stumble on her words, still being a bit shaken from what just transpired, but she's gonna speak loudly, but stutter a little bit. Claudia Levette, your resident hostage, I guess.
I wasn't aware there was a hostage. Copper got so far ahead of everyone, I wasn't sure there'd be anything left for me to do.
Well, I could assure you, if I wasn't there, your friend surely would have died.
Then I'm glad that you were there. But he's not my friend.
At what point do you thank me for saving you to begin with? What?
Well,
It
would
was
have
more
not.
of a question of like who's saving who. It seems like you maybe saved each other, but I
it
don't know
was
who
a-
wants to share the glory on that one.
It was a mutual saving. We both contributed to it.
So I think there's a word
And
for that. I
about to
think
be
it's called.
sacrificed for a ritual. I
think there's a-
saved you.
I think there's a word for it. I think it's called helping.
No, F that. Let me tell you exactly what happened.
Well,
Violated.
They decided
Okay.
to sleep for an hour when I came to save you. I didn't know you were here, but fuck it, I did it.
He gives Copper a pat on the back. He goes, "Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you helped. You helped."
Cough denial.
Claudia is gonna double tap her outer thigh with like her hand, and her Drake is gonna sort of jump and like cling onto her back, putting its head over her shoulder. Sort of like a parrot, but not on the shoulder, like on the back, kind of. You know?
Yeah. You see this dog-sized Drake just jump on her back.
I kneel down
Copper's
beside-
gonna speak to the Drake. Drake is like, you could be more than this in Draconic.
She helped me out. I
Claudia.
guess-
Huh? Good.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
You want to
Claudia-
interject?
Claudia turns to face Copper and responds in the same language. Buddy,
Oh shit.
you don't know what we've been through together. He's not leaving my side. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, I kind of owe her one, says the Drake and Draconic.
Well, if
Claudia-
you're all speaking a different language, I'm gonna speak a different language.
Sick.
I
don't
walk
even know how
over.
to tell languages.
I walk over to
Draconic is Draconic, so.
I pass Aquis a small circular crystal, and he just kind of nods and says, "I respected the time he spent with me. I hope that he rests peacefully."
A truer friend no one could ever ask for. I sleep well knowing that he does.
Well, at least he wasn't used to summon a demon.
If I may.
Amen, brother.
Hopefully none of us
No.
are going to be used for that, but the day is young.
Claudia chuckles but feels guilty about it.
Hey, Claudia, I got a couple questions. What sex is that Drake and how old is it?
So immediately as you say this, Arculus steps in front of Equus, and it
Copper
seems a
doesn't
lot more
find him.
hostile than normal, and says, "Let's lady Claudia to you," and
Copper
points a
doesn't-
spear at you.
My
Oh,
apologies.
milady.
I've got a lot of respect for Arthur.
It's a part of our backstory.
So
We
I'll
know each other.
correct myself. My apologies, milady. Lady Claudia, what sex is that Drake and how old is it?
Claudia
Copper-
turns and
Copper gets
rubs
offended
and
by
like
this.
moves her arm and rubs the head of the Drake that's over her shoulder. She's about, I say maybe 2 now. As she turns to face the Drake, not knowing how old it is. Yeah, about 2. Probably.
Any interest in
Just
breeding
your
it?
stern look.
Probably.
We used to have some drakes like that back on the farm, you know.
Oh, copy.
Claudia narrows her sight and says, "What are you insinuating?"
Oh!
The more the merrier.
Claudia extends her arm and like points at Equus
Great.
and orders the Drake to strike him with a lightning strike, but they don't. but it opens its mouth, but they don't know that it can't do that. They don't know that.
It tries to shoot really hard, and Equus, based on your background, you know, like this is like a lightning attack. You're like, oh, you're like preparing to dodge out of the way, as this has kind of happened to you in the past. But you realize that it just fizzles and just like electricity comes out of its mouth, but like nothing comes of it. You get the feeling that this is kind of a young Drake who doesn't know the way of the dragon yet.
Okay, I didn't mean to cause any offense, my lady. It's just business for me.
Claudia chuckles and sets the Drake down, allowing it to continue to munch on the leg that's still there, that's still bleeding.
Sure.
Dinner.
Arcuous,
We should, hold up. We should
bad.
have a place to sleep. That's all I'm trying to say.
A good idea. We should
Yeah,
probably
that would be a
leave.
good idea.
You wanted to
Yeah.
do something, Arculus?
I was just gonna speak to Claudia a little bit more.
Should
Okay.
we search the room for any possessions that they may have had on them or anything like that?
The way I
Yes.
see it, we can either secure the room and stay here, or we can take everything and leave. If we take everything and leave, we have nowhere else to go. This is a fortified position. I truly believe that we could potentially make this work.
Claudia turns and looks at the room that she was just in, the room with the ritual,
Oh, you don't have to
And
stay
it-
in there.
and she shudders. I don't want to be in there. Please don't make me.
There's two other rooms over there.
Okay, thank you.
I just start looking at the desk and things and I guess I roll a
You find instantly when you come around that area 2 equipment packs, and you find 2. You find one that seems to look like they both look like ranger gear. One's a little bit more cleaner than the other, but the other looks closer to more what Stitchskin had, equipment wise.
Oh, it's his stuff.
Equus, come here. I think this is Stitches.
No way, it is. We must put this to
If you
good
could,
use.
Hand it to
if
him.
you could just send his
Yep, on it.
if Stitchkin's inventory to him, thank
Yeah.
you. There goes a
Oh.
mouse.
Are there any rangers among us that might make use of this gear?
Claudia raises her hand and says, "That'd be me, good sir."
Can I describe to you the bow of the dead party
You
member?
recognize, Claudia, that this is the shit that you had before you got captured.
My gear.
I throw it at her. Well, not at her, but like to her.
So
There
Yeah.
you go.
So Stitchskin's primary weapon was a longbow forged from bone. So it looks pretty gnarly. It's a pretty sick weapon. He was a gloomstalker, so he's pretty gloomy, Gus. I'll
He was
send you.
emo.
I'll send a list in chat, and I, split it up. However,
Yeah.
oh, I might have deleted my character.
I'm gonna take a few personal items for myself and then open up the rest of it to the party, and I'll take whatever's left.
A longbow, 20 arrows, 2 short swords, 2 daggers. Oh, and studded leather armor.
Do with a short sword.
And he had like bone daggers from his own bones or something.
Yeah, that was so all the daggers are made from like the bones that were part of his wings that he'd lost.
Could I keep one of those? Equus?
Yeah, help yourself. And anything that will be put to use is in honor of his memory.
More so keepsake for me. To remember Stitch.
Oh, Gaia knows I'm keeping a few keepsakes for myself.
I'm gonna head over to Arculus and give him a nudge. Arculus, what do you think
Well-
about fortifying this position? I respect your tactical expertise in this matter only.
Arcuous looks at Yenvin with an odd look, because he normally looks at this guy as some weirdo. Then thoughtfully says, I'll get to work. I just need a word with Lady Claudia real fast.
I'll give you space. And he just kind of wanders away.
That was unexpected. I didn't know you took me seriously.
Damn.
He can be nice. It's just after some level of carnage, he gets nicer.
He becomes delighted.
Do we find anything else in this room?
Other than that, seems like whatever. Let me just go to my map here. Seems like whatever remained around like this space has already been like taken up and shit. Seems like that area is pretty cleaned out.
Okay.
So Claudia.
Other than that, you do find like rations and food enough for it to last at least a month. In combination of like all the barrels and shit that you found.
Claudia turns to Arculus and asks him, "Where's the two?"
Arculus
Cry out
looks
to the other
down
one.
sadly, and then looks back and says, "We lost Stolen just a couple days ago, and Krios, well, died as soon as we left you."
Claudia looks at the ground and lets out a large exhale. Seems like you shouldn't have left me.
Arculus just looks down. Damn, you didn't. Why'd you do me like that?
Okay. Claudia approaches him and gives him another hug. You know I kid.
That shit hurt, man. Are you sick?
Okay.
That hurt.
Okay. Claudia turns to look at the others that are in the area and speaks. We should probably introduce ourselves. At least introduce yourself to me, because I'm still very new here. So, who would like to start?
Well, I believe we've already met. My name is Equus. I was a horse breeder in another life.
Hello, Equus. She says kind of awkwardly. Okay, why don't I just take the lead? Claudia, she's gonna scratch her head and timidly introduce herself. Lady Claudia of the family Levette. Not that that means much anymore, unfortunately. And that is my Drake, Lazarus.
Shit, can I make an introduction too? I haven't actually introduced my character, have I?
You have.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I can make a formal introduction.
Do it again.
So as soon as Claudia's done, Arculus looks up and says, "Suppose I should formally introduce myself." And he says the following: "My name is Arculus Bolts, commander of the Lovett House Guard. Pleasure to meet you all."
Hello there.
Oh, do you two know each other?
Yeah.
Huh?
And Laura, yeah. And Laura, you just now.
Fucking perfect.
I fucking love you, man.
Oh my god.
I sometimes get the feeling your character's a space cadet.
Hey man,
Hey man,
I'm a
mushrooms
horse
are mushrooms.
whisperer, not a dwarf whisperer.
Oh my god.
It's
It's fucking
How did
great.
we get here?
I'm
I am.
approaching like lady and shit, and you don't realize we know.
Dude. Okay, so wait, so are we allowed to cast cantrips in this time?
Yeah,
Okay, are there like torches around? Like in the area to illuminate the area?
you can find a torch. Yeah,
Okay. Claudia's gonna look around to see if she can find a torch. That's still
you find a
lit.
torch easily.
Okay. Okay. Is it like mounted on a wall or is it like on the ground?
They're either or, whichever one you want.
Okay. Claudia reaches on the wall and pulls the wooden stick off of it, holding it in her hand. Looking at it, she snaps her fingers and casts the control flame cantrip to make the flame brighter, to illuminate the area
Okay.
better.
All right, you illuminate the area.
She speaks to the group. Look around, see if you could find anything that could be of use, because we're in a
As you illuminate the area,
situation.
let me just show we're ready. So you see, first off, the room, boop, which seems like to be 2 bunks with like an open secret door, and then you see this room here, which has a little tiny hole a Drake-sized hole in it, assuming where your Drake was taking place in it, as more of the areas revealed.
Arculus, you're the expert. Which exits do we need to hole up? Like, what are our weak spots? How do we need to make this place safe to sleep for a week?
Arculus looks at the ground for a little bit. Aren't you pretty far away?
Only on Owlbear Rodeo.
Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah, there's no combat or anything
Okay.
like that. So
Arculus looks around
go.
and then begins to mumble to himself before finally coming to a decision and says, "We should forget about the outside of this dining area. That place lost too many open areas. If Copper recovers anytime soon, I could use some help guarding those 2 double doors. Anybody that's good at repairs, maybe set them back up. We're gonna need some decent fortifications here."
Claudia interjects. I can get your friend here back on his feet. I'm very proficient in magic of the healing variety. If you will, take that as it is.
I can just sleep this off.
Okay. Claudia approaches Copper.
Copper will
You're
back
gonna get your ass whipped, bro. Don't
Claudia,
back.
Just
Claudia-
remember, you have limited spell slots, and if you use
limited
any,
Copper
if you
said-
use too many, it takes a while to get them back.
Copper
There's a
said-
little bit of metagaming allowed, man. Calm down.
I have 4 left. I'm
No, you don't. Don't use them.
Okay.
Yenvod goes to bed.
Okay. Claudia still approaches Copper and she says,
Copper backs up.
if you need help, say it. Don't refuse help.
Copper continues to back up.
we can
You just see Copper just backing away as like you could use help, but he's just backing away so, the whole time.
Claudia sighs and she just stops trying.
Okay.
Equus, I desperately need you to take this sword, this his old knight sword that he left behind, and shave it down to silver powder. You said you're the only mechanic person, or not mechanic, smelter person. So I figured you would know how.
Yeah, I do have some smithing experience. Look, quick lesson: you take a file. I'll hand you my file out of my smithing tools. You just rub it against the sword until there's no more sword.
Might take you a while.
It's not proficiency, but there's a crash course in how to file it down. I think a higher priority for me is to help Arculus. Arculus asks for anyone with building experience. So as a smith, I want to lend my expertise to that. But once we get this place hold up for a week, I will absolutely. When we got a week, I'll do that. But right now, I want to make sure we have a week.
You still have those notes, by the way. Don't just want to mention that to you.
Yeah. Again, I want to secure our safety before I sit down for a reading break.
Gotcha.
But that is on the list. Yeah, I want.
This is such a good guy. God
I'm
damn.
going for a long rest here for all the time to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're going for a
Alright,
week,
so-
right? Isn't that a full rest?
That's a full rest for a
Oh, is
week.
there a difference? Yeah, full rest. Whatever the.
Yeah,
whatever
full
the
rest
is.
is basically a week of like,
Yeah.
non-crazy activity.
Yeah,
And if you last a full week, you heal everything up. So,
we can do that. We can totally do that.
so you want to?
Wait,
Okay,
is
so
Ryan
just
okay?
to cut.
We're doing a full rest? Oh, man.
That's my proposal. I mean, Copper, you've been on the team. You've been on this game longer than I have. I defer
So-
to your wisdom, but
So like, okay, I just want to like get the entire situation before we continue further. So you want to forticate like this section here, yes?
I'm hoping for this area right here, just so we have more space. Right here.
We have lots
Is
of
that
wood.
Yep. Is that all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk to Copper before we do any like time skip or anything.
What about the hidden door?
We'll unhide it.
Yeah, we'll unhide it.
we should barricade it. We should barricade the hidden door at least, right? Like,
100%.
Oh,
if they know where it is.
I do
Left
want
it
to
open.
as well, either during the break or before. Doesn't matter.
Okay. So
They
you
left
want
it
to
open, it's
fortify?
right there.
Yeah. So you want to fortify this area, correct? That's definitely confirmed.
Yes.
I guess,
Okay.
yeah.
And then for the secret door, as you guys investigate the door, it's like, oh, what kind of defense? It's like you could just like easily close it, and you kind of tested it out to see like whether they can get on the other side or not. And unless they find like a secret brick on the other side, most likely they're not gonna like find like a secret entryway back in through the secret door. And then through the
Filter
other
out.
side, yeah, it locks them out. But like as far as you guys, like all you have to do is just push that part of the wall in, and then you're fine.
Oh, okay. Save us some
As you
trouble.
guys investigate that further.
During this week, I'm just gonna sand as much of that giant sword
Okay.
down to
Gotcha.
silver powder.
All right. All right. So just so I could confirm before I do any time skips or what have you. So you want to barricade this area? You're gonna keep the secret door as it is, or do you want to do anything else with that?
I think we should move a crate at least in front of it.
Yeah,
Something heavy.
put the desk in front of it. Yeah.
Okay. That is easily. You guys are able to do that. And then anything else like safety-wise, construction-wise, or anything else like that?
Does
Honestly,
anyone
I
have
s-
like, spells of alarm or things like that, or can create?
I was about to
trip
say,
hazards?
yeah.
Let me check. No, but if we find food, I can purify it.
Would it be possible for me to craft a sort of rudimentary tripwire with what I have on me? You know, maybe like some forks on a string or whatever, just to notify us if there's an intruder.
Yeah, you can easily create something simple like that. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
sweet.
I would like to say that during the week, Arculus does not go anywhere but here. He is standing guard the entire week, just walking
For the
back
entire
and forth.
week?
Yeah, for the entire week, I'm
Gotcha.
sitting here standing guard.
I'm
You mean
gonna
what?
have a productive week crafting, but you do you, buddy. We all
Okay,
mourn in
so-
different ways.
Okay, so you are gonna guard, and Mr. Peppers, I'm assuming you're just gonna continuously grind the sword down to like silvery powder.
The first thing I'm gonna do is grind it down to about 20. What does it say? Hold on a sec. I can create holy water.
What?
So I'm making holy water basically because I'm not trying to die from this curse.
Wait,
Yeah, by the
wait.
way, he's infected.
Oh wait, no, I have. I can detect it. I can like detect disease. That would work on it. And I could like.
Oh, we
try
all
to-
we all know he's
Greater
infected.
restoration.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you all know he's
uh,
affected.
Go ahead.
great
then.
You don't need a
restoration
spell for that one.
there.
Yeah.
Cast
Greater
identify.
restoration, which
No,
you
but
need
I
to do.
basically have been shutting the curse down for.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's been taking preventatives for as long as he's had the disease, and that's stopping the progression. But greater restoration will cure him outright.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeking right now. But yeah,
Greater restoration.
Did that woman die in the collapsing building, by the
So
way?
you're just gonna grind like that to powder and just basically make some holy water, right?
I'm making, since it's such a big sword, I'm gonna have plenty of silver extra. So I'm basically gonna have a big bag of silver powder, and then I'm filling my tankard, not my tankard. What is it? Flask. I don't know what the hell that thing's called.
A flask,
Water skin.
water skin, yeah.
Flask tankard. Yeah, it's a flask with holy water, so I have it on hand when I need it.
Okay. So you would have, assuming, and like this is just before like I confirm anything. Full rest, correct? Yes.
Well, I'm doing it. Well, I'm doing the full rest. Yes.
Of course, but everyone else in the group agrees to it.
Can I rearrange my things during
Yeah,
the full rest?
I agree.
I can.
Leisure the
there's just
activity
like
only.
okay. So since everyone's gonna do a long rest, so let's start out with the crafting. Full rest. So
Can I do a quick roleplay moment with Copper before we
Go
descend
ahead,
into
yeah.
rolling and
yeah,
such?
go ahead.
He kind of walks over to Copper, like, you know, in this cultist like room where they were performing the ritual, and he kind of like breathes in the air and he says, "I happen to be a proponent of vengeance, and I can smell the retribution upon you. What happened
What?
to you?"
I did what I had to do. I finished what I came here for. The cultists are dead, and there's no more undead being brought up. No more demons coming up. No more of this crap.
The greatest question of vengeance is what will one do when it is finished?
Go back to what I was doing before. Find a river and just lay by a tree.
If that is your piece, then I hope you find it.
Here we go.
You fought hard today, and I find honor in you, and should you ever need an ally, you may call upon me.
Like in my mind, or do I Say it out loud, or how's that work?
It's more like a general, like, seek me out kind of thing. Like, I'm around. When people say like, "Oh, I
Oh,
saw this
you just made
tiefling,"
it seem like it was gonna be like an effortless just think, and you'll just.
Kind of an asshole to the very end.
well, it could be effortless if you didn't make it so difficult, and he just walks
I told
away.
you guys we had to. Whatever.
All right.
I'm gonna go
So-
to bed.
Mr. Pep, so like construction-wise, not a big issue. Equus, you being an expertise in it, you're able to fortify simple defenses and what have you. As far as you, Mr. Peppers, halfway through the week you finish grinding like powder and stuff like that, and we'll say you used one holy water to kind of like resurface the wound because again, you do need to, keep that wound, but the time you reapply the holy water seems like you need a little bit more, like about 2 times worth just to like heal your current infection. So you being like expertise in medicine and whatnot, you get the feeling like yes, like it's basically building slowly an immunity to the holy water you've been doing, and like whatever holy water you make can last for a long time, but obviously the more times you do it, the more holy water you're gonna need, and you aren't too sure how much holy water you're gonna need until you eventually.
3 times though so far. Then
Yeah.
okay,
So like
I
one
make
long.
sure.
Yeah, one use. Well, now 2 uses of holy water after that one use lasts for 3 long rests. To me, that equates to basically around, like a full day and a half, for instance. But we're almost like halfway through the week because I'm time skipping here. But you are able to make 6 uses of holy water based on whatever supplies you are able to gather and what have you, and you're able to do that. Equus, after building defenses and fortified defenses and whatnot, you decided, you know what? Let me take a look at the pieces of paper like I found. So you find 3 of them. You find what seems like to be a journal entry of sorts. You also find instructions of some type of magical sorts, and you also find a map. Which one would you like to look at first?
I want to read them in that order.
Okay. So the journal entry, um, for lack of a better term, and to kind of summarize what it is, it's basically someone writing that they were supposed to meet up with a dragonborn by the name of Black, for they had the quote unquote purple skull, and Black would come back and join them and help their cause.
Okay.
But it seems that this Black character seems to turn on him, seeing that he had 2 skulls, one red one green one, and then it just seems like anguish and defeat kind of language, basically saying that they were defeated by this man called Black, took the power away from them, and just like flew off on an undead green dragon, and says that I will get a different power to combat Black and will get his revenge.
So
And it kind of is that language.
before I read the other pages, I want to take this to Copper and say, hey, the cultists dropped this. I heard you saying that the cultists' existence was really all you were here to solve. So I'm just wondering, does this mean anything to you?
This is why I'm here. Black was a friend before he was poisoned by these cultists and destroyed my village. Black is the reason the undead walk.
Oh, yeah.
Did Claudia speak to Equus?
1 second.
Okay.
My friend Blue went to go kill him before he went home, and I came here to finish off these guys.
So Black is dead?
I'm sure of it. Blue wouldn't die out there. I know that.
That's good to know. And these cultists were all that remained of his followers?
That's all the information I had, yeah.
Well, sounds like we're one step closer to solving the zombie apocalypse. I like the sounds of that.
You want to say anything to Equus, Claudia?
Yeah. Claudia approaches Equus. Seeing what he did to help with fortifications. She approaches him with her with like her weapon, like her spear that was with her ranger gear, and she asked him if he could assist her in attaching 10 feet of chain to the end of the spear, so that she could like have like a chain thing, so she could throw it then pull it back.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's dope as shit. I'm
All
on
right.
board.
Okay. Claudia
Gotta get like a
hands
bungee cord.
Claudia hands him her spear and 10 feet of chain and lets him go to town.
Just don't
Just-
litter and think of Mother Nature when you eat and drink. That's all I ask.
Yes, sir.
Damn, he was so chill.
For
As Equus, this is a simple thing for you, so you easily do it.
I mean, it's basically like a metal reins. Like I've attached so many reins to so many bridles, and this
Exactly.
is like barely different.
Gotcha. So your weapon has been crafted.
for this week, can I attempt a ritual?
Too.
So I want to take one of my soul stones and I want to like lock myself in this cultist room. And for the full week, I want to try and draw back the evil cultist and basically chain him to the soul gem to make him my new shadow spawn and kind of
So
enslave him.
you tried to find evidence of such thing. However, even with your based on your background and your proficiencies and what have you, you sense nothing. There's like no being in this room.
Okay. Then after trying and failing, I'm going to basically remove all the signatures that the cultists were here. This skull on the ground, I'm going to turn it into an idol of Helm to protect us and guard us and watch
Okay.
over us.
Gotcha. Whatever bits and skull you find around the ground, you make such idol. Equus, the second thing, seems to be a piece of paper of instructions of a ritual. What is your Arcana modifier?
Let me check. I'm more of a nature wizard. Only +1.
+1? Make an Arcana check for me.
Five.
It's a ritual spell. You don't know the purpose and exact language of what it means.
Well, clearly it's not furthering Mother Nature and her goals.
Exactly.
So, does anyone want to take a look at this?
Yes.
Sure.
Before, could I get a little bit of a roleplay moment halfway through the week? Since that's where we are right now, right? Halfway through the week.
We're close to halfway through the week. I just
I
gotta
like
get
the
through, like,
pages as kind of coming up throughout the week. With people do
Yeah.
something, I read a page, and then we learn it, and then people do more
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, Equus is handing out this piece of paper. It seems like there's some magic stuff on it.
And Archelaus, go ahead. Yeah.
So Arcuus finally, after like almost half a week of just staying in this room isolated, standing guard, he peeks around the corner and then says, "Lady Claudia, if I could have you for a moment," and walks back to his little area.
She turns and follows him.
So as she enters, he's like, "Lady Claudia, you've undergone a lot more battle training than me with your father. If you could help me out with some maneuvers here, maybe think something up here."
Wait, okay, I don't mean to interrupt. Are we in the same room that you were standing guard in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of basically alone.
Okay. Claudia, as she's conversing with Arculus, she gives her Draco a little order to stand where Arculus once was and watch the door, as as he was. So as they're speaking, the Drake is standing watch at the door. Claudia thinks for a second, and begins looking around her room, or like the room that they're in. She speaks to him. In terms of as a group, I'm not sure we can do much, but in terms of just us two, we can do some sort of non-spoken maneuver, if you'll call them that.
Arceus chuckles and says, "Like the good old days." And, basically, what we're trying to say is,
hand maneuvers.
So this was before this campaign session started. We were wondering if it was alright if because you know how Stitch and Equus had their whole hand signal thing and like
Sure.
tying
Sure.
thing going down.
Sure.
We wanted to know if it was alright for us to do like hand signals to communicate to each other.
Yeah, so you could communicate that in game for sure. That's not.
Awesome. Okay.
Would you like a list of like that, like what we've already developed?
No, just say like whenever you do it, just say what your intentions are doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You don't have to
I
send
was
me
just
like a
wondering
list
if
or
that was
anything like
alright.
that.
And
You just
then
established them on the fly, pretty much, and said, "Oh, well,
yeah.
being buddies for a long time, we both know that."
Yeah. So you
Okay.
guys would like know, and like you're just trying to go review these like hand signals or what have you.
Yeah. And
I think
while that's
Bebo, you
happening, that's
wanted
the end of my
to.
turn.
Gotcha. And Mr. Peppers, you said you wanted to take a look at the paper. You said.
No, don't worry about it. I actually wanted to ask the tiefling something, but when
Go ahead.
I get that second. What was his name again? I'm sorry.
Yen Von.
Yenvan. You're good at those soul things, right? And you can take souls.
When they find their way to me, I can possess them. The form of bondage that I use to maintain my spirits, it is one that is difficult to take, but one when it is given is much easier. Stitchskin came to me by choice, but I do have the power to enslave.
Well, I was wondering, because of the fact that um, if I don't find a greater restoration spell, I may lose this battle that I have with this curse. And I was hoping you could save my soul into one of those. And then if by chance you find Altar of Saloon, uh, place it there. But at the same time, you can use the soul as you please. If I don't make it.
The grim nature of your disease is a progressive one. It will get
My
worse.
holy water is slowly failing me, so that's
When
why I was.
when
That's
the
why I was.
time, God,
Go ahead.
when the time comes, I'll do what I need to do to protect. That is what Helm guides us to do. We have a shared enemy, you and I. Saloon and Helm both fought against Shah. Shah is a most devious god.
This is
One
true.
that we will, I feel, need to face together. So let's not put your name on the tombstone quite yet.
I'm just saying for future, if I don't make it, because like I said, my holy water is slowly failing me.
I understand. I will do what I can to protect your spirit from the other worlds. Before then, I suggest you rest. And when our time of rest is done, there is a man we must see. I believe we may be able to find a way out of this for you.
Very well.
Okay.
Resting.
Third piece of paper. Here's the reason why I ask you to read them in order. Because you have spent the past 5 days, half of the week fortifying and like going through these paper day by day, doing your daily activities, what have you. This is the third page you look, and if you go to the chat, I'll post it here. This is the third page you look, and you're like, "Oh shit!" and you show it to everyone else, and that's exactly what it is. So it's basically the map of Waterdeep with 4 circles, 3 of them already checkmarked. There's some X's at what seems like to be the barriers of the outside city with arrows that point towards outward of the city, and some red dots scattered throughout the city as well. And off of this map, you see 3 bullet points. One of them says, "Finish the spires, obtain power, move the horde." And as you look on this map, Mr. Peppers, the remaining circle that is there seems to be the area that you've been looking for the whole time, the Church of Selene.
Yeah, that's not.
And all of you look at this map.
Everyone gather around. Does anyone recognize any of the places circled? That was my first question as soon as I saw this map.
Well, that appears to be a church of Saloon. That's where I've been seeking. That's the only place I know I can find sanctuary.
Then it appears we are out of the frying pan and into the fire, as they say.
I spent a week securing this frying pan.
We can return to the frying pan later. It's a home frying pan now.
Claudia, interjecting this conversation. Doesn't anyone want to look around to see what they needed me for exactly, like me precisely, and
You
not
had
anyone
all
else?
to do that
I think you're the
yourself.
only one concerned about you, honestly.
You had a whole
Well,
lot to do that
I
yourself.
mean, but listen. It wasn't expected for you guys to bust in here and find me. That was just a little fun surprise. Isn't anyone else interested in that?
Not
I may be
this.
a simple son of a farm
Don't-
boy, milady, but
Saved.
I wasn't wondering why you specifically ended up here.
Well, you guys are gonna worry about this ritual. We know some of it, but I doubt we know all of it.
Well, were
Yeah.
they sacrificing virgins?
You got me there. I don't know shit about this ritual. I read
Hang on, pause.
Brian.
You don't know that.
Mr. Peppers, that was foul.
Hopper looks up from underneath this straw like, what?
Claudia gives Ryan the side eye.
Giving her that stare. He is close to stabbing Ryan right now.
He just kind of Yenma just kind of moves in between them and kind of pats him on the shoulder. So it's okay. It's okay.
Claudia wants to approach Ryan,
God.
and she says, "Well, wouldn't you like to know?" Before turning away and resuming speaking with Arculus.
No, I would not. You are an elf. I do not.
Half elf.
Damn.
Is Saloon a racist god?
Yeah, that's racist. You can't do that.
It's not racist.
What do you got against elves?
He's
What
a
do you got
chicken. He's a chicken. What are we arguing about here? What are we arguing about? We have properties.
I am a cleric of Saloon.
Because
He's a chicken of Saloon.
I have a vow of chastity, and 3, I have no interest in your business.
Was it?
You
Saloon
asked,
is
you asked, so I spoke up.
Was
It's a
it?
thought.
Was it a vow of chastity or more just something that worked out for you?
I might get in a fight with one of you guys.
Okay. Claudia grabs her spear and bangs the bottom of it on the floor. You know, enough. Come on. Calm down. We don't gotta do that.
Why
Why don't we set our priorities straight here and focus on the fact that they're clearly moving an army eastward?
I think Peppers is right. Securing the temple is a great idea. If we can have reliable access to a cure to the disease,
We can gain an army.
that's a big up.
We need to reduce their numbers while simultaneously exponentially growing our own. It will take a great deal of resources and time.
Also, if that's one of their spires, we can stop their plans in its tracks.
They may not be able to control the undead without the spires. There have been many examples throughout history of great towers of magic used to control simpler minds. I think we should destroy the spire, and it seems we are ever bound to the Temple of Saloon now. Plus, I don't want to see you turn into a zombie. Zombie chicken? Come on now.
Zombie chicken.
Nice.
Hey, don't talk about Stitchkin that way.
No. I mean, there could be more than one.
That made me sad.
Claudia is gonna turn to Equus and ask, what do you know about dragons and drakes and the creatures of that nature?
Yeah, well, back home on the farm, see, my dad and my grandpappy, they grew their business breeding racehorses. But I always thought, why stop at horses? So if they would sell it to me, if I could raise it, if you could race it, you bet your ass we had them. That's how I met drakes, unicorns, flying serpents, and all sorts of various beasties. So I'm a bit more of a generalist in the exotic beasts, admittedly, but I've got more experience than most.
Well,
Unicorns were a myth.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe, man. How do you think I make my money?
they want you to believe it's a myth so they don't get hunted.
We got a ranch. I shouldn't be telling you this. We had a ranch. It's probably overrun by zombies, but hey, old Rusty the unicorn can take him.
Rusty.
Rusty Trusty.
Claudia taps on the table that her and Arculus are at and says, "We'll continue later." She walks through the like the doorway, and there's bunks, right? Like room with bunks there.
Yeah.
Claudia is going to curl up and do a little ball on one of the bunks with her Drake and fall asleep. She's very sleepy.
Yeah. Okay, now that Claudia's left, I'm gonna say to the rest of them, all right, I respect Arculus enough to use the proper titles, but like, who the fuck is this bitch calling court in our party telling us to search rooms? Like, what the fuck she think we did before she got here, huh?
Oh, Arculus he's been pretty silent. He's changed since Claudia's got here. It's like he's become some sort of guard now. But he's giving you downstairs too now.
I've noticed. I'm like, I've noticed, buddy.
I just suggested a possibility. I didn't know if it was factual or not.
Man, listen, I would like to say Claudia hasn't done anything. It's been Arculus who's been defending her honor.
Honestly, yeah, she's
well, that's enough.
Claudia's so chill.
When Claudia means I'm going to bed, Claudia says we're all done. Like,
That's true though.
She was speaking to Arculus because they were talking. She said that we're going to talk later about what we were talking about before.
well, that's the thing, in Malay, they've actually got a different word for we meaning us and not you, and we meaning us including you, but common does not have that distinction, so I couldn't tell.
that is such good role playing. It's fucking unbearable, man.
Man,
Alright.
come up.
So you guys clearly see this map. Mr. Peppers, clearly one of the spires is like a target for whatever reason, for whatever they're planning. And as you guys finally finish the rest of the week, you replenish everything. Congratulations, you completed the first full rest of Dead Realms history. But you spent
What?
But you spent a whole week doing it though. That's the issue.
Ryan
Yeah, I'm here
Peppers
for
is
this.
7
Yeah.
less health points close to dead.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
This is the first time. Like we never did it in season 1. It's just, I was like, okay.
okay, wait, hang on. So what did we regain after the full rest?
Everything. It's basically treated as a regular long rest.
Okay, so I should just do a long rest then.
Yep.
Click long rest button. Yep.
Yep.
And refill all your hit dice and all your spell slots and all your abilities and all your everything.
I forgot
Guys,
how to take a
notice-
long rest.
That with each day that passes, with us being all crammed in one room, Yenvon becomes progressively meaner and shorter tempered. He's not
Right.
thrilled to be trapped in here.
But you guys are fully rested. What's your course of action now?
To the surface. To
We
the
gotta-
light.
Well,
we need a plan. We need a plan before we just we can't just charge into the temple.
Yes, we can.
Well,
I mean, I could fly
Well,
above.
it worked this time.
But I didn't want to mean that as an insult.
I can fly above and see what I can see.
The scouting mission? That's a good idea. That Stitchskin would approve.
I think
And
that makes
immediately
sense.
as you say this, Equus, because right now Arculus is being a little harsh. He says, right, because every option and choice that Stitchkin made led to the perfect outcome. Now, didn't it, buddy?
My friend wasn't perfect. You're right, Arculus.
I'm sorry, man.
wait, is Claudia awake now after the long rest?
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
chilling.
Okay,
You're
okay,
all
okay.
chilling. You're talking
Okay.
about what you guys are gonna do now.
Claudia speaks up. Is there anything that we have that could give me some, I don't know, armor and get me out of these commoner's clothes? Because at the moment,
studded leather.
I'm a glass cannon.
Where's Stitchskin studded leather?
Oh, I feel bad. She feel bad about that though.
Didn't
No,
you
it's
have
what it's. It
armor
was.
in
It
your
was.
kit?
I've tried to make clear, right? In my view, the ultimate way to honor Stitchskin is to use his resources.
Oh, okay.
So, to me,
Yeah, so
like,
if you
I
want-
would rather
If you want to wear an armor of Stitchskin, you can most certainly do so.
I'll
Yes, I will
haul
wear
it around in honor of him if I have to, but I would rather it get used.
You said studded leather.
Yeah. So the pattern is it's black front, and each stud is like the shape of somewhat of like a pointed feather or scale. It has like sort of a feather cloak.
Okay.
It's
okay.
pretty dank.
You put
Well,
this
let's-
on. You think it's a bit smaller on you on first, but it seems to fit almost right. But you managed to make it fit.
Claudia stretches her arm and it's a little bit of a tight fit, but it works. As she
Claudia,
thanks people.
milady, would you do me a favor about your dog? And
What about?
he looks at the Drake for a second. He goes, no, not that dog. And he turns and looks at Arculus.
Oh!
And he's staring him daggers.
Claudia looks down, holding her face and sighs.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, you're about to get your.
Hopper's like behind.
Okay.
Oh,
Claudia
Arceus, like, in his
walks to
hands.
Arculus and she speaks quietly, so the others can barely hear what she's saying. Just calm down a little bit. Weird things have happened. No need for formalities. Okay.
Bro,
Arceus,
just
he drops the whole
player to
like,
player,
right,
this
like,
is
I'll
when
get
you
tired of
say
that.
we have a hand signal for that.
Yeah.
This is when you say we have a hand signal that means back off.
Oh, we do. We have one. It's this.
Yeah.
So as soon as you say that, Arceus kind of just calms down immediately. It's like, bro, I stop getting tired of that.
Claudia is gonna say, let's be friends and leave it at that. No need for any extras to take place.
Who wants a dandelion coffee?
Me. Claudia raises her hand.
You know what? I'm just gonna make one for everyone. You guys don't have to all say yes.
Yanban nods. He's enjoyed your cooking and like sense of taste. He seems to have more of a refined palate, and he appreciates it.
I would just like to say that Arceus hasn't had food for 7 days.
Why?
Bro, why weren't you eating?
he was devoted to gardening.
He's
Wow, that's intense devotion, buddy. You should eat something.
just a hangry simp.
I'm worried about it.
I'm just tempted to do 7 con saves right now. I am just so tempted.
Bro, don't take it easy.
The hunger makes him stronger.
I
Okay, it's working.
No, while Arculus is pacing, I come up to him every couple days and be like, "Okay, it's okay. You don't have to eat anything if you don't want to, but you should chew on this root for energy."
Yeah, okay.
And no,
Also, we should-
Copper would have relieved Arculus at least a couple times to guard as well.
I was mainly just waiting for you to say that Copper gets up.
I've literally, like, everyone's been roleplaying. Like, I was just waiting.
Are you going to
Should
tell
we
them,
start-
Copper?
Ooh. Is there? Okay, so do we have anything that could be used as like a nail, kind of?
A nail?
Yeah,
Or like something that could be used to like put something on a wall.
I think it's safe to
yes.
say we could scrap
Yes.
a barrel. Or
There
two
is.
with some
Okay.
nails.
Okay. Who
You
would have the
easily
most
find a nail amongst the crates. Yes.
so who would have the most experience with like mounting something on the wall?
Your boy, the only guy with smithing experience.
Okay. Claudia turns to Equus and asks, "Can you possibly mount something on like a wooden plank on the wall?"
Yeah. Now we've already agreed that you won't litter, and you'll say thanks at food and drink. So,
Okay.
what do you have to offer Mother Nature?
Okay. Claudia takes her spear and beats it through like the top of the wooden table to her side, breaking off a medium-sized chunk of wood. You know. I have my life to offer Mother Nature, as we're all only here because of her.
I'll shake on that.
Claudia shakes his hand.
Now, what do you need mounted?
This chunk of wood here on the floor that she points at.
All right, where do you need it mounted?
She points at the wall directly in front of her, about that'd be like 20 feet away. Like the wall above the little desk thing.
All right, you got like a torque specs or anything else I need to know?
Make sure it could take a beating.
There is a loud banging noise coming from the barricaded doors that you guys have put it up. And they're like, "Shit! They barricaded the place.
All
What
right,
do we do? Fucking
ladies-
break it down!"
you got 5 seconds. Is what you're about to ask me more important than us dying?
Beat him up. Kill them.
Okay, I'm gonna go keep barricading the door. I'm gonna go fucking combat engineer this shit.
Hold on.
Barricade it.
Hold on.
As-
We can
as
escape out
you-
the secret entrance.
Oh.
The bangs are getting louder and louder, and you hear a lot of commotion going up outside.
Let's go.
And then you just hear loud growls like,
Let's just go. Let's,
Yeah, out the
push
secret
them
entrance.
outside.
Go, go, go.
Let's go, please.
We're
Alright,
out
so
of here.
everybody's deciding to go out the secret entrance, but Arculus is kind of like, so he's by the door near the secret entrance, and he's kind of ushering everybody in, and he says, "I'll stay here and keep guard. Just go, go."
Yanban
God.
just grabs him by the collar.
I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm just letting you guys go first.
He just grabs him by the collar and pulls him with him.
Yeah.
Go, you fucking idiot!
Go.
So you go. You
I know
hear a
how to
loud.
hold the door.
All of a sudden, the entrance to the barricaded area just explodes and erupts in flame. And as it does, you hear, before you guys close the secret door, footsteps. And Arculus, the last thing you see before that secret door is sealed shut, you see what seems like to be 3 large hulking figures amongst like the crowd of individuals. And as you shut the door, we are going to end tonight's session.
Oh.
That's a good spot to end. The
Yeah,
door
that's a good-
closing.
yeah.
So definitive. That was great.
Mhm.
Do
So
we
you guys level up. Yes, you do.
Yes.
So, thank you for joining us, guys, and we will see you next week and see what happens next. So, until then, guys, take care.
Mhm.